I don't care if you're laughing. Yo, this is crazy. Oh no.
Fuji go high the beat. Stopping it, we've been tapping it. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight. Stopping it, we've been tapping it. We ain't never late. Dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate. Took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race. People's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight.
What's going on, everybody?
No, forget all the introductions.
No,
we will get to that.
We gotta do the intro.
We will get to the intro. Listen, I know y'all are wondering why we came in hot, all this laughing and joking. This man slumped over here because this man decides to tell me right before we start the pod that he's just trying to touch the backboard at the gym today.
I didn't say it was today.
I don't care what it was. So the question, all right. So first things first, man. First things first. We got another guest in the building tonight.
Are we counting him as a guest?
Yeah, he's incognito Negro over here.
Do you watch your name revealed, or do you just want to be like hidden laughing voice guy in the side?
Man, we got Derek Bam Murray in the crib.
Damn, called him Derek.
All right, but it's a lot. We don't got enough camera to fit us all over here. Plus, he's just chilling, so you may hear some sidebar stuff. But back to you.
He said there's over 1,000 pounds.
I want you to graphically explain what it was like for you to attempt to try to touch the backboard at LA Fitness.
What makes you think it was at LA Fitness? Why are you telling people that's where I be at?
This LA Fitness is everywhere. I don't care what you're talking about.
So, like,
was it a running start?
Well, it was a two-step gather.
Yo, this man trying to go 2 steps off the 2 feet like he was at the combine.
So I've been going to the gym more recently, right? And like normally what I do is like I go first floor, second floor, third floor. I come check out what's going on in the basketball court. If I can get in, I get in. Normally there's not usually bad heads in there. And then I go to the pool. So like I happen to be in the in the basketball area, and there turned out to be this big argument because there was these shorties that were on the court and they were refusing to get out of the way of the full court game. So like I ran into some dude and like we're like, yo, this is crazy. You know, people are getting some shots up or whatever. And then like
when you stood underneath the backboard, was you like,
yeah, so
this is a cheat.
So like whatchamacallit? So like I was underneath the backboard and I was just swinging my arms like this. And he was like, you swinging like you was about to try to touch glass. And I was like, touch glass? I was like, I haven't touched glass since like sophomore year of high school. And I was just like, actually, who knows? I was like, so I took 2 steps back and then like, you know, I went up and I didn't get very far. And it was like, who? And I was like,
a deep voice Luigi.
And it was like, yo, I took a swing. It was a miss, in case you're wondering. I did not touch glass. In case you're wondering, I did not touch glass.
Yo.
But it was like we both had a good chuckle out of it. I didn't realize it was gonna get this big of a laugh. Telling this story here.
I could not let that one ride. Oh my goodness.
And it was it was a large distance between me and the backboard too. Like I don't know what the exact height is from like the backboard. I think it's like 8 feet. And I was like, I don't know. And I took 2 steps back and I was like, and I did like one of these, like real quick. And then I was like, all right, let me take one more step back. Took a 2 step. I was like, yep, nope. I was like, that ain't it.
Oh my goodness.
And like, you know what was crazy in the moment? Like the first thing that came to my head, I was like, damn, I don't remember the last time that I jumped. I was like, yo, I don't even remember how to prepare my ankles for landing.
You ain't jumped out of bed. You ain't jumped over a puddle. You ain't.
A sidestep.
You ain't jumped into a line. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Yeah, right. I even slide into DMs. I don't even jump into that. It's all these women that be jumping to conclusions, not me.
All right, go to your intros, man. Go to your intros.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 37 of the podcast, the Ron Artest episode. It is March 29th, Tuesday. I'm your host, as always, the 5XL assassin, the diabolical diabetic, the big nasty. To my right, looking really good at his diabolical diabetic tee, I might add, is the high yellow hitman, Coach Buck, freaking Deacon, My Little Dumpling, Uncle Raisin.
This dumpling can bounce up to that backboard. I bet you, I bet you that.
No, are you being for real right
Put
now?
that Roof Chris on it. Put that Roof Chris on it.
I might be using that this weekend. That's the only reason.
Put that Roof Chris on it.
There's no way you could touch a backboard.
Put that Roof Chris on it. I will double down on it.
So what you're saying is, if you can touch backboard, that we're even. But if you can't touch backboard, that you're going to buy me 4-person dinner's worth of Ruth Chris.
Why is your hand still not meeting my hand?
That's a done deal.
Bang,
done
bang,
deal.
Bang,
done deal.
Bang,
And it will be recorded, and we'll put it on the on the IG.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And when I smack that joint, you're gonna be like, "Ew, Chris gone."
And I forgot to also introduce like our even though we had like a mini introduction over there, our voice to the sideline over there, Mr. Bam Murray in the building. Bam, who do you think is winning this bet?
It is interesting.
I want you to.
He still has a little athleticism.
I'm trying to tell him.
But
you don't think I look like I got a little athleticism still in me?
The last time Raisin jumped anything was a snap.
So that's what I was saying. When are we doing this? Because like I said, I might be using that Ruth Chris this weekend. So
we'll find out. We'll make sure it's a quick turnaround.
Kind of like our man G-Head over at Custom Merchant. You can find our IG and Etsy. Make sure that you go in there and use the promo code Heavyweight Bros, spelled HW8BROS, to save you 10% off your order. Because the more you spend,
the more you save.
Like you sure you don't want to take that bet back? That's all I'm sure of.
Shout out to the homie Young King who was just on the show last time.
Not a second guess, you know what I'm saying? You can find him over at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, SoundCloud. He just got a new video out. I wish I remembered it. What's the name? What's the name of the video? Do you know? What's the name of the video? What's the name of the video?
Facto.
Search him up on YouTube. You can find this new video out there. Yo, why are you so rough with my things, bro? Like, you don't need to be like that. That joint is missing mad stuff on it. Like, yo, be easy. When are we doing this? I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Are you what we'll call it? You're gonna come with me just to test this out?
Gym tomorrow.
Here we go. Here goes.
Bro, I work
too, and I work out.
I gotta pick them up from stuff and all that extra stuff. Man, don't worry, we're gonna get to it. I got you.
I want it to be an official 10-footer. That's my whole point.
I'm gonna go to the same hoop that you went to.
Okay, because I was gonna say we're not going to no Veritas hoop or nothing like that.
I'm going to the same hoop you went to.
Okay, that's all better. All right.
Same hoop you went to. I don't have a problem with that. Just let me use your membership so I can get in.
Oh, I got the 2 free guest passes. That ain't nothing.
There you go. That works. Oh, and I know you asked what Young King's video name is called. The most. Make sure y'all go search that up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And on SoundCloud. Get that man some streams, Z. Get him some streams. Word.
He came through. He showed out. Why not?
Word.
So we ready to get up into this? We didn't even really get into like how you doing.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like you're doing real well after the way that you just laughing at that. So
yeah. Listen.
I don't know how I feel about this background voice. Like,
I love it.
The way that you both fell out when I told you I tried to touch backboard.
I had to start the episode right away. I was like, we are not going to lose the authenticity of this laughter right now. Start right now. Y'all never seen them so disheveled to start an episode.
Because I did try to throw it out too. I was like, and I did try to touch the backboard the other day. So like stacking in, stacking in.
Wasn't gonna be late on that one, trust me.
The whole thing. I was just looking up at the backboard like.
I'm telling you, the visual is so crazy. Like,
I mean, it was short leg back now.
I mean, it was like,
yeah, I think I can get it.
No, when you put your hand to the backboard, you like.
How tall are you?
I really only, huh?
How tall are you?
Some doctors say 5'11", some say 6 feet. How tall are you?
5'7".
Oh, I'm already.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No.
I still don't think you could do it, regardless of the fact that the bet is on.
I was about to say, you was about to hit me with that. LeBron played more years than Jordan. That's why his numbers are so legit. You was about to hit me with that. I know you.
I was not even close. I was just like, I really wonder like how low the backboard is. It's got to be 8 feet, right? I'm saying
the backboard.
I think it's like you have no excuse to not touch it. Is what I'm getting.
I don't think the backboard's a whole foot lower than the rim. It's maybe like a half.
So you think it's 9.5 feet is the bottom of the backboard?
I'll say about 8.
At least 9. A whole foot and a half lower than the rim.
I mean, Babe is sitting there like he could just easily look it up, but he's so comfortable. He's not even taking his ashy hands off his hoodie.
How much lower is the backboard to the rim on a basketball hoop?
That joint looked crazy.
According to Performance Hoops, the backboard protrudes 4 feet out from the baseline, and the rim of the basket hangs 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I feel like that's every time I ask Siri anything, how helpful that she is.
It is.
So, Praising, how are you doing?
I'm doing great because I'm about to get out of this roof, Chris. I still have this visual of you trying to touch the backboard in my head, and it's pod time. But what else do I need? How are you doing?
I mean, I feel great because I feel like I'm about to get a 4-person, I'm about to get 2 Ruth Chris dates out of this one. It sounds like.
I feel like you're going to come up short, and it wouldn't be the first time this week, so you should be used to it.
Oh! It's kind of crazy because usually I go in deep. You know what I'm saying? Some might say balls deep. But anyway, it's like
it's like a battle rap rebuttal.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man.
Battle rap rebuttaler. All right, you know what we got first, man. Digging in the crates. No diggity, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Man, they didn't even ask me how I'm doing. That's okay. I don't even want to tell you anymore. Go ahead.
I did ask you how you was doing, and you went back to the roof, Chris, because you wanted to retract. How you doing?
Did he ask me how I was doing?
It's on film.
All right, cool. Never mind. We can keep going then. Prove me wrong. Like we want.
All right, so I don't know how I didn't catch this sooner. I think we like a week, maybe a few days over a week out. Okay. But Meth and Papoose put a song out. So I took the time to listen to it.
Well, you could call me befuddled as well, because you just told me some new information. Right. I didn't even know.
I mean, it's not that I was concerned if it was going to be good music or not. I like both Meth and the lyrical assertion of Papoose.
You like Papoose? Like you could think of like 5 Papoose songs where you're like these are the ones?
No. No, but it's just like
the only thing I like about Papoose is on the Touch remix.
That's everybody's 5 Boroughs of Death. You don't understand.
But I mean, also it's just like how many albums has he legit like been out? Like I feel like he's like always been a mixtape type dude.
Has he? Do you remember Alphabetical Slaughter? He's like Ziggy Zags, we zigzagging in the zoo.
That was like a mixtape. There wasn't no album.
DJ K Slay was on that. Like, yo. Why is that what got you? K Slay from around the
last time I saw K Slay, he had like 97 people on the song, and it was like 15 minutes long. And I'm like, all right, I get it, but why? Why you couldn't do a part 1, part 2, part 3? Like, there should have been some timestamps in that song. Like, get the Queen Latifah here. Like,
the Queen Latifah's on the
song? Yes.
Man, no, don't. I'm glad I missed this.
Yo, I promise you, if you look up just probably put in K Slay, and you're gonna know which video it is, because it's gonna say 15 minutes and 37 seconds or something crazy like that.
I feel like DJ K Slay, Jazzy Faye, and E40 were all the same person, just with different beards at the same time. Because that's what everybody called me in high school. Was all 3 of them.
That is out of control. That is out of control. But yeah, I did. I won't even lie. I added it to my rotation because it wasn't a bad song.
So you did. So you did listen to it.
Yeah, I listened to it. The song was fire. I enjoyed it, so I added it to my morning rotation. We'll see how long it stays there.
Playlist?
Yep. There you go. He knows.
What's the name of the song? It's a good name.
All right. While I look it up, you could segue into the next topic, which is
I kind of just want to talk to the family. It's like, Method Man was also on another. He featured on an R&B song recently, and it was still like of the level of like You're All I Need to Get By. And I was like, man, Meth ain't dropped ain't like fall back like at all.
Yeah, he doesn't play around. And like, I mean, that man's on the Power Universe. Man's in the gym.
Oh, yeah, he's a lawyer, right?
He's a lawyer in the Power Universe.
Are you picking him or are you picking John Proctor to represent you?
It's called Heat 7.
Heat 7?
Heat 7.
Okay.
No, I'm going with Meth because he's got kind of a Johnny Cochran type feel to him.
Does he?
You know what I mean? I feel like Proctor might turn his back on me midstream through the trial and start working with the other side, and then I got to find a new lawyer like Meth anyway, man.
Yo, they put Proctor through the ringer though. I understand why he wanted to flip flop. That brothers was wild.
If he was better at his job.
If Tommy and Ghost are better at their job, they don't need him.
Oh wait, you're thinking about Proctor. I'm thinking you're saying the old boy from
Turtle from Entourage.
From Entourage. Yeah.
I
would take Proctor over Meth. Over Meth.
What you think I was talking about?
The white dude who works with Method Man now, who kept trying to get.
I don't watch the show.
He kept trying to get Tommy and them arrested.
And it was like Sax.
There you go. For the guy who doesn't watch the show, closet Power fan, he thinks he's slick.
Yeah, I was the only person. Knox was like the first white guy that was really on, and like he got bodied like in the second season or something like that. I was like the only person who was like a fan of that guy because everybody hated him. They're like, he's gonna put Ghost in jail. I'm like, He should. He's a murderer and drug dealer. He's the only person on the show that's doing their job correctly because Angela Valdez is what we'll call it. It's half a Phantom deep inside her, and she can't figure out who Ghost is. Like, yeah, I'm like, yes, Greg. Like, is it Greg Knox? Is it Greg Knox and Greg Sachs?
No.
But all because Knox was trying to get at Valdez, everybody was like, "Oh no, he can't be." I was like, "Yo, this man's
trying to get at Valdez. They were in a whole relationship."
Even more like proving my point. It's like he was not a bad guy, but they tried to paint him like one.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Sometimes they root for the villain. All right. Especially when he looks like Amari Hardwick. Like, who's going?
That is true.
Who's going for Greg Knox? Like, come on, man.
That's like when Michael Ealy walks into your life. Like, what are you really supposed to do with that?
You got to watch some light skinned dudes, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
With them sharp beards.
All right, so I don't know what's going on with the homie Nigo, the fashion designer, but this man just
calling him the homie.
The homie Nigo just keeps putting out more music, fam. I don't know if there's an album somewhere that I don't know about. This man just dropped another joint with Little Uzi Vert. And ASAP is in the video. It looks like they might have shot these videos on the same day because ASAP is wearing the same outfit from his video and Uzi Vert's video. And then Nigo got on the same jacket as ASAP. And they just in a jewelry store like, hey, we're looking at all this stuff that y'all can't afford. And the song is not bad. The song is not bad at all. I definitely added it to my rotation as well. Is it the best out of the three? Because you got the one with the clips. You got this one and then the one with Rocky, right? I remember the Rocky was called Aria. Yeah. I'm going with ASAP's joint is fire.
Okay, ASAP's the best one.
Yeah. Lil Uzi Vert's joint is called Heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it's because like, all the ice they wearing is heavy. Or the stuff they get into is heavy, or like the way they handle stuff.
Look how you would think. That's why it's called the homie Nigo.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't touch that backboard.
What is that?
I saw the little chuckle, but you didn't want to let it go. I saw the little chuckle. I'm gonna run that back, and I'm just gonna loop the chuckle that you tried to hold in.
There was no chuckle.
Okay.
That was
all right.
That was me being stunted by your bad breath. That's what it was.
That's fine. Ain't nobody smell my breath on the pod, so it is what it is.
So the homie Nigo got a song out. Apparently, we should listen to it. Is it better than the Clips one?
It's close.
Are you going to listen to this album when it drops? That's the real question.
Yes, I am.
All right. So
yes,
and then
I feel like it's just it's going to be a fire mixtape for the summer.
I don't remember. He doesn't say anything on the songs, right?
No.
Okay. Keep it that way.
No, I think in the second one he says something, but it's like something that's already in the song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't know how this came about, but like he's literally on his DJ Khaled. Have you ever seen him before?
I mean, in the Aria video.
Yeah, the quick clip of him.
That's what I'm saying. He's I couldn't point him out in the lineup.
He's all over the Uzi Vert video. He's like, all right, I'm stepping out now. Like I'm all in this. He's Puff Daddy.
It's my third single.
Right. He's like, it wasn't a lot of dancing, but he's just like, I'm all over the place. This man had a big chain right. He was spinning it right quick. Like I'm here. I was like, okay. So yeah, shout out to the homie Nigo. If you can keep bringing good music around, then I guess you're gonna be like the new version of DJ Khaled, like I said. All right. And last but not least, Freddie Gibbs and Benny Butcher are in a supposed beef.
I never thought this day would come. I never thought it would come.
So 2 questions.
So first of all, why are they beefing?
All right, so Benny was in some interview where he was like, the time for me and Freddie Gibbs to do music has come and passed or something like that. And then Freddie Gibbs came back with don't mention my name in interviews. Just say, I don't mess with that dude and keep it moving, or say no comment or something like that.
I'm really glad he didn't say don't mention my mouth, because that's a weird ass
sentence.
sentence.
And then Benny came back and I quote.
Oh, you got a quote?
Huh?
I said, you got quotes?
Oh, yeah. And I quote.
This man got a bibliography, so I look crazy.
Yeah. Chill, bro. This joint is definitely crazy. I don't know what happened to my picture. It just disappeared.
Just give me the spark notes.
No, that's what I'm about to give you. So one of Freddie Gibbs' comments was, brothers, of course he used the N-words, but I'm going to use brothers. Brothers' whole marketing plan for their new album is to beef with Freddie Gibbs. That's cute, because this is not the first person that came in Freddie Gibbs.
No, he's been taking a lot of L's in the last 6 months.
Yeah. If you open up for me before, just be grateful. Yeah. Next time, just get Drake first cleared, and you ain't gonna have to do no promo. And last but not least, why would I beg a brother to work with me when he does less than me? So And
I
think
don't know if that's true.
I think he was referring to Benny's new album only doing 20K in the first week. So, yeah.
Is that all it did?
Yep. The numbers could be skewed, but
You trying to tell me that Gunna's album was up there and that Benny's, whatchamacallit, did it move nothing? Did it move the needle?
Benny's for a real type of crowd, man. There's not too many of those left. You know what I mean? Few questions.
Okay.
Whose side you taking, Benny or Freddie?
I'm taking Benny's side. Come on now.
Ben?
Benny.
Are you taking Freddie's?
I'm taking whatever side produces great music. Very political right now. Very political right now.
It's a cornball answer.
Oh, don't say cornball. I put cornball on some of the worst things. Is that really that bad?
That's like a Skip Bayless. Like, I'm gonna ride this fence until I find out what side is winning. Like, who does that?
No, I'm never gonna pick a winning side.
That's even worse. Like, that's even worse.
The question wasn't for me. It was for y'all.
The question applies to the room.
Ask me a question. Who am I gonna pick?
Whose side are you on?
I'm picking Benny.
Picking
Benny.
Hey.
But I would like for it to produce good music. Like Freddie Gibbs makes good music. Benny makes good music. And if this leads to like some back and forth tracks that I get to play over the summertime, then I'm happy for it.
I didn't think he was robbed necessarily, but I did think that he had a better case for album of the year when he lost to Nas and stuff like that. But then I was like, I do like King's Disease as well. Like, I wasn't mad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
knew that was coming.
He didn't get, I don't think he necessarily got robbed, but it was like, I think he deserved, like, I feel like nobody was really pushing for his album to win.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Last question.
Okay.
Is it real?
The beef?
Yes.
I mean, it's just two dudes smack talking each other over the internet. So, I mean, that could be real as all day.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking.
I didn't think
that tactic all the time to get some views and notoriety.
The rollout, right? So they trying to get some taps on the music. You know what I mean?
Some taps
on the music. I guess that's what I'm going with today.
Yo, your lingo lately has been wild, bro.
No, I actually meant to use taps because that's what you couldn't do to the backboard.
That always happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Beef and now we on the same track.
Right.
Speaking of beef.
Right.
That's what I'm
gonna do that backboard. I'm gonna punch that backboard. I'm like, hey.
When y'all tune in next week and you see me and Young King sitting here, you're gonna know what the difference was.
My landing wasn't good. That's why I'm gonna touch that backboard. I don't know what the landing gonna look like, but I'm gonna get up there.
When we film the next episode from the ICU, because both your ankles
I'm gonna
jump
jump up
like
I'm gonna come down and be like, ah!
Patrick Ewing.
Oh, chill.
You know, chill. You're gonna get the Kevin Garnett ice on your ankles.
I'm rubbing my knees already, like rubbing success.
These next.
Listen, man.
These next 2-3 days, he's gonna be upstairs like Lulu. I know I got this. I'm the best. All right. He's gonna be doing a lot of calf raises.
Like, you gotta work. You can't win. No, I'm gonna come in there smelling like Tiger Bomb. Be ready to go. I'm be ready to go.
Let's go. Can we move on?
All right. So it's Insomnia Hour now.
Wake me up inside.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Save me.
Save me from the nothing inside.
Oh, that last note is getting a little official. All right, so first up on Insomnia Hour docket, I know we didn't get to talk about it as much as I would have liked to last time, but that's because somebody didn't know that there was 2 episodes that came out instead of just 1.
I feel like we barely talked about it at all. Because don't put it on me either, because Young King didn't watch them either. So that was the main reason why we really didn't.
Guess who did watch it?
You.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I mean, I watched it now.
Ben, did you watch it?
Watch what?
Atlanta season 3.
Nope.
Don't worry.
Do you watch Atlanta?
Nope.
Oh. Man. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? You watching too much Peppa Pig these days.
My son takes over the TV.
I feel you.
Put that brother
I'm
to
not
bed.
riding, I'm playing Call of Duty, yelling at other kids, telling them their mom was in the room.
Yeah.
Blowing guys to get them the game.
This is apparently a PG-13 podcast. Let's not talk about what you be telling other little kids about. I'm a mandated.
Why are we saying this to children?
I'm a mandated reporter, and I need you to relax.
This man's tearing the heart out of some kid at home, man. This man's sitting on the swing like Forrest Gump, and the kids just looking at them like, It's like, leave them little kids alone, man. Yeah,
They are. These little kids aren't bad.
They be talking crazy. They do be talking crazy.
What do you want? Xbox or PS5? I just got my PS5 the other day.
Twice.
These kids are horrible on the mic.
Oh yeah, they reckless.
Clearly a little colorless boy.
Unseasoned.
Call me a brother.
So they called you a brother.
Call me a brother. That's why your mom's out the room.
Yo.
Blowing bubble gum.
Yo.
Get you the games that you want.
Yo.
The games you want on Fortnite.
How the story elaborates. Call me brother. All right, we digress.
He said
We digress.
a bunch of unseasoned kids calling me brother. I was like, yeah, they ain't called you brother.
Yeah, speaking of kids.
Okay.
The first episode of Atlanta.
That was a nice little segue.
You know.
Because I was gonna keep going into this. You didn't want to call. You didn't get us out of there.
Listen, so the second episode was kind of like the first episode of the season. Very.
I must say that I like when they do what they did with the first episode because they do it like once or twice.
I'm coming back to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying the second episode was like the genuine first episode of the season, which was phenomenal. I enjoyed it so much. It was great seeing everybody back on the screen. The we are not acting, but we are type of feeling, and like the little subtle things that they throw in there, like when he was like, I think that's Tupac.
Yeah. And then when they showed him, I was like, he does kind of look like Tupac.
Right. So it was really dope. Episode was fire. That first episode though.
That was the one.
That was the one. It was almost like this is America moment. Like this is what you need to be aware of. And I feel like a lot of that stuff in that episode was real life stuff that had happened.
Bam is really looking at you like he wants you to tell him what happened in that first episode. He's like, tell me. I want to know.
So I'll try to break it down as much as I can without spoiling it.
That's why.
Yeah. I'll break it down as much as I can without spoiling it. So basically, a boy gets in trouble at school, black kid. His mom comes in, cuts the school out, said, my son's not dumb. You don't need to put him in remedial classes. He's just acting a fool. So you know how we grew up. You know what I mean? It's just like, and a
social worker gets involved.
Social worker gets involved. Kid gets popped in front of the teacher. Teacher gets a social worker involved. Child gets removed from the home. All right. But the way they sent that message across was important to me because it's like, as a kid getting a whooping, it's like, it's not that serious. It's something that happens culturally. So like, but when somebody else sees it, it seems like this big violent moment, but they made sure to express the episode is literally called 3 Slaps. And the grandpa goes up to the kid and goes, tsh, 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 and there are 3 subtle slaps. It barely even
real small. And then he's like, what's wrong with you?
It barely even looks like he's touching him. He's like, what's wrong with you, boy? But to the lady looking at it, it's this big criminal situation that just happened. The boy gets removed from home and gets put in the worst situation ever. So it's just like so this is what I got from the episode. People who don't understand culturally, and I'm not just talking about whoopings, it's just understanding from the outside looking in, trying to be a savior of something that you don't know what's going on, and you're ruining families and children's youth, trying to think that you're making the best decision rather than just getting to know people, and you're getting abundance of kids removed from their home, and they're getting put into worse situations with people that you deem they are safe with, that do not understand them culturally, do not know what they look like or care like. I'm not talking about just their skin, but just like how to see them for who they are, and then you're damaging them forever.
They do like a lot of disparaging comments about like where he's from. Like, I know you don't get this from where you're at,
right?
Because like their perception of like where we're from or like how we handle things is so bad and so poor and stuff like that. They're like, oh, this is good.
They made fried chicken in the microwave.
Yeah, they made fried chicken in the microwave. And then they were like, oh, I know you're used to eating like all those greases and salts and oils, but it's like that's not good for you. Look at your face. Exactly. Like, exactly. That's what made me big and strong, and that's why I can touch glass. You gotta know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like even like in the one part of the movie, it's like they have because they have other foster kids. They are also black, and they have them all in the van at one point. And what are you instantly thinking? These white people are about to drive this thing into the river, because is what you have seen in real life. And it was just like everything that they were trying to emphasize in that episode is just like, I hope people understood and got the point. It was a really strong episode.
If I'm not mistaken, you told me that this was based off of a real life incident that did happen.
Yes,
but
I believe so.
No, I think it like legit was
definitely a legit.
And the only difference
comparison
is in this episode, the kids get out of the van before it gets into the water. But
right.
In real life, they took that dive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Right.
But it was like there was a lot going on in there.
Yeah. And I like one of the communications. See the way you're looking at Joel right now, he knows what you're saying. There's literally a part in the episode where the kid looks at the other kid and doesn't say anything, but the captions come up was like, these white folks try and kill us.
Yeah.
And then the other kid looks at him and was like, I know, it's just sweet release. And this is like without moving his mouth. And the other girl's just like, I'm tired. It's just that cultural connection.
Now what killed me is when he was working in the back for him, and she was like, well, if you get bored, start singing some songs.
Right.
And he starts singing a rap
song. No. So he sung a rap song at first, and she was like,
I look like Young Thug in 2000 or Gucci Mane in 2000. Right. She's like, no, not like that.
She's like, sing something a little more homely or something. She said like that. She was like a
And this man is working in the backyard.
He's working in the garden. Mind you, this man got like what's
fedora?
There you go.
Just like Lakeith Stanfield in Get Out when he was wearing. Levels to this thing.
Yeah, so it was a very powerful episode, and I really love when they do stuff like that because it gives people a time to see that don't be a menace to South Central while drinking juice in the hood. Yep. One of my favorite parts of that movie is when Keenan and Ivory Williams would pop up and be like, message! That was your message moment. So if you missed it, then you never knew how to catch it in the first place.
You kind of overshot it, but I think my actual favorite part of the episode was the beginning because like recently this past year, like the news stories that start to come out about like the old black towns that they flooded.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And like they brought that up in the beginning. Yeah. Like this man took out his phone, he's about to Google it. He's like, yeah, because like they're he's like, like I feel like
it's worth it.
I feel like this river is like haunted. And the white dude was like, well, it probably is, because he's like, we're literally sitting on top of a black town. And it was like it was flooded because that's what they used to do back in the day. And that's why we can't find a lot of these old black settlements because they're literally underwater. I'm pretty sure Central Park's pond or the thing in Central Park, like there is a city underneath it.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, like that's wild.
That sounds crazy.
So like the fact that they had all that stuff in there and all these levels, I was just like, I'm so glad Atlanta's back.
Word. Shout out to Atlanta. I listen, I can't wait for the next episode. I can't wait.
Well, the second episode with the blackface.
Oh yeah.
They wasted no time,
No, that man Paperboy was like, yeah, tell him I'm not doing the show. He was like,
he said, why not? He looked out. He said, yeah. His joint looked crazy.
Yeah, out of control. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, man. So they're in Amsterdam, right? And I guess like they have like this very special holiday where there's this guy. I think it's like Schnitzel or something at the time. I think Dwight Schrute played him in The Office.
Yes.
And what he is he's this guy that used to help out St. Nicholas deliver presents, but his face would be black from going down the chimney. So like there's all these white people in Amsterdam with black faces and red lips the whole time. So they're like, yo, what is going on? It turns out that's why. But even still, like the dude Paperboy is supposed to perform in there, and he looks out and sees all these people with black faces. He's like, yeah, I ain't doing this. Like it is wild. It looks wild.
All set.
And it's like, to be completely honest, like they don't think about it like as being blackface. Like they're like, no, like I'm literally playing like this character, whatever. But it's like that just don't matter, bro.
Nope, not at all. It's terrible. Shout out to Atlanta. Keep sending the message button. Keep hitting that message button.
Let me tell you something about Donald Glover.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the episode, when he's in the hotel, he runs into Zazie Beetz, and she's got the towel on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of strength that would have been needed to pry my tongue. Oh, I don't even tell you stop, because like you already know where I'm going with this. Because like they wouldn't need the jaws of life to get me off that moment. Because like Lord Jesus, let me tell you, that is a.
They made sure to make it very central too, because she has a towel on going back to her room. It's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just getting some ice. At 3 a.m. Yes. I was like, she might have somebody in her room, fam. You might as well go and cry on your pillow. Your baby mom just doesn't love you anymore.
It might be Lakeith Stanfield.
It did look a little crazy. Which would be terrible. And Lakeith would definitely beat the brakes off of him, but he would be wrong 2 times.
That's another whooping that he needs to take, because he got tore up by that dude last season.
Man, let's see. He's tripping. All right, we'll segue.
Segue indeed.
Show that I watched that you don't watch, but I was super excited about was the finale of Snowpiercer.
It's already done?
It's already done.
I feel like you've only talked about like 3 episodes of the show. How long are the seasons?
It's hard to talk about when I'm the only person watching it.
This is true.
All right.
And I don't plan on it.
It's 10 episodes. It went by faster than expected.
Just like the train.
But it was definitely worth it. And I'm super excited for what season 3
Because I was just saying, like, yo, 3 episodes in, you was kind of shaky on it.
I was kind of shaky on it. Guess what they did? They realized how I felt, and they turned that music all the way up. And I was just like, okay, we here.
Babe, you watch Snowpiercer? No. Do you know what Snowpiercer is?
No.
Did you ever see the movie Snowpiercer?
No.
This is the best.
Have you ever seen Hamilton?
Yes.
The main character from Hamilton.
What?
Is the main character in Snowpiercer. The black dude, the dreads. Yeah, main character in Snowpiercer. It's great.
So you're telling me that you skipped out on a Chris Evans train action movie and you watched Hamilton?
I get bored sometimes. Watch random movies.
Yo, this is
I
crazy.
ain't mad at it, man. You know, some people
You gotta change it up sometimes.
All I know is that they took one story and made it 3 stories going into the finale, and I'm so excited about how everything comes back together. And some of the things that you didn't think were actually going to happen until next season, they ended the season that way, and you're just like, oh man, what happens coming back into it? So it was really dope.
Honestly, if you want to get spoilery, I'm not watching the show, so you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
All right, so I'll keep it long story short. You end up with 3. So there's like 3 main people that's been fighting over control of the train.
Okay.
One of the person was like in like a cryo state because they were off the train. Long story, I would have to go deep to get you there. But anyway, she ends up back on the train. There's 3 people trying to gain control in this train. And then they eventually, 2 of them side against the other guy. They get him off the train.
The thing is, you don't know any actors' names. I'd be like, oh, like, who are these other people?
No, chill out. Getting him off the train, and then the other 2 decide that
when we say get them off the train, because the train can't stop,
they put him in the same cryo thing that the other lady was on. So what it does is it puts you to sleep. It wakes you up in like 8 days, and then it lets you know where you are. But he's not eating food or water, so the thing just keeps feeding like his main cells, and while the train is on autopilot on the track.
Now, why would people want to go into this cryo sleep?
It's the only way you would be able to survive without food or water if you're not on the train.
Okay.
So if she didn't have that, she would have died.
Okay.
And the reason she was off the train is because she was scouting to try to find a warm place on Earth where they could settle because everything's been frozen over.
How can she
That's
scout
why
if they
they've
can't
been
get off the train?
They have like suits, but
Okay.
the suits only last for so long with the air. So when she,
What I'm saying is like they're dangling from the train.
no, she got on the little small train, and then she stopped that train and got off the train. It was like charting areas and like taking samples of the snow to see if it was melting, if it was habitable, and then
This sounds wild.
it is.
It also
Very
sounds like it doesn't
entertaining.
make a lot of sense.
No, it makes a whole lot of sense. And then, long story short, they split the train in 2, and they split it in 2 by the group of people that want to stay on the train and continue living life on the train because they don't believe life is habitable outside of the train. And then everybody else went with the train that they thought things were habitable. And so you're like, all right, we'll wait till next season to see what happens. Nope. The train that's trying to find new life, that joint ends up about to crash. And I'm like, yo, it's about to crash.
I'm never gonna watch this shit.
Yeah, whatever, man. The joint crashed, and it crashed in an area where like things were thawed out and melted, and they were able to get off the train without dying. And the reason the train crashed is because the one track that they were on wasn't frozen like everything else, and that's why the train couldn't stay on the track. It was a pretty dope, intense situation.
Now, Ben, you don't watch either of these shows. You've heard both the explanations of these.
I'm choosing Atlanta over Snowpiercer too. Like, come on, man, cut it out.
Does Snowpiercer at all from that explanation make you want to watch it?
Thank you. He just told you he watched Hamilton. He's into different stuff, man. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate
Different
you.
brother.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a different type of cat.
All
It's
right.
a different type of cat.
We'll segue because I know I'm the only one watching that show. I know there's 2 more shows that we are watching. First one being Winning Time. 4th episode came out. What'd you think?
Oh man, the show keeps getting better, bro.
It keeps getting better because it keeps giving you exactly what you're asking for.
Because the thing is, like, we have 3 episodes with no, and I was like, we haven't even started playing basketball.
Then that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, when are we gonna start playing basketball? And guess what the whole episode was about? Basketball the whole time. I was like, get him, Magic. Thank you, Magic. And it was dope the way everything came together. And I like how they titled the episode. So it's just like, who the heck is
Jack McKinney?
Jack McKinney? And it's just like, now you know who the heck Jack McKinney is. You know what I mean? I'm still wondering when who the heck is Pat Riley episode coming. You know what I mean? So it's just there's ranges
They
of so
got
much
Pat
stuff
Riley
they can
looking
get
so
to.
crazy.
They do. But there's like so many different ways of where things can go, like the other players that are going to get to this team and how it looks. It's super exciting. It's super exciting. And then of course, like,
How much do you not like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
they're making him look like a jerk.
But I feel like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a jerk, and he was known for being a jerk.
But I feel like they're like really making him look like the jerk. Like strong, conscious, aware black man. We're gonna make him look like the bad guy in this show. Like, why does he have to look like the bad guy? Why he can't just be?
Because that's what he was
to them.
To who's them? The unseasoned?
Yes.
But even to whatchamacallit, to everybody was like that. Like, yes, he was a civil rights leader.
Like that. The unseasoned.
Like, whatchamacallit? Like, granted, like, he was an amazing player. He's an MVP player, like all the other stuff. But he was like, not a MacGuffin. Like, he was a begrudging superstar. Like, he never talked to the media. He didn't like to talk to people. Like, he was just he was kind of like a jerk to certain people. Like, and then like as the years went on, we've gotten like softer Kareem and stuff like that. But like, he was always scowling. He was like, yeah, like that's kind of what he was. And then now you got this guy who's like making him run. He's got bad legs.
Man, you play basketball. I kick Bruce Lee in the chest. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Okay? Hey.
Norm Nixon coming around? You coming around on him?
Huh?
You coming around on Norm Nixon?
Oh yeah, Norm Nixon's. I feel like he was the Carlton of the show, and now he's coming around. He's really starting to like Will.
Babe, you watch Bel Air?
No, I'm going to start.
Oh, okay.
No, we gotta hurry up and get the sports. That's what he needs.
Damn, what are you watching right now?
He just told you Hamilton, Pepper Pig, and he's yelling at kids at Call of Duty. He just told you that, man. Bubble gums and chopsticks.
You try to tell me that wifey don't never be like, we got to sit up and watch our show?
She watches novellas.
At nighttime?
I know what's going on.
Novellas start at 9 a.m. and they go off at 9 p.m.
Sábado, sensacional, sábado gigante.
Right. And in between is a Spanish game show that's connected to the novella. Like listen, the novella.
That's the midget from Passions.
Yeah. I feel you. Hey, happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? We got one more show.
Okay. But yeah, keep watching Winning Time. I think Winning Time right now is my favorite show out. I think so.
Atlanta's back.
Atlanta is back, but I enjoy watching Winning Time more. Because I thought it was Bel Air. Because I was like, like I said, like I've been weird on Snowfall, but then like Bel Air, like I feel like all the way through. What happened? Snowfall? You never watched Snowfall at all? So you got to start from Jump Street.
Bro, you might.
Do you need us to make you like a list?
You might want to quit on TV. You might want to quit on TV, man. You gotta need like a month of Sundays to catch up, man.
But all right, so this is a pretty good question though. Like, of all the shows that you watched this year, bam, you need to watch this one show and get caught up on it. What show is it? There's a lot. There's a lot on there.
There is a whole lot. Because you talking about Mary Kingstown?
Mary Kingstown wasn't this year though.
Oh, so just this year?
Just this year.
Snowfall.
Snowfall's the one?
Yeah. No. I'm going Top Boy.
Wow. From the Top
I'm
Rappers.
going Top Boy.
I haven't started Top Boy yet, but it's like that's the next thing on my queue.
I'm going Top Boy.
So that's over Ozark and all that stuff too.
Ozark wasn't this year.
Ozark was this year.
Was it?
You shaking his head. You watch Ozark?
Okay.
You bang with Ozark. You bang with Ozark.
The new pack is coming out soon too.
Oh, I know, Marty. Is he like, get out of my fucking face?
Yo. So we had DJ's birthday party. Please tell me you ain't see that little girl walking around looking just like Ruth from Ozark. I thought I was the only one. I was like,
she walked by and I was like,
Ruth. I thought I was the only one. I want my money, Marty. They killed him. All right, we got one more show. All right, we stretching this out. Stop it.
She had a shotgun for like 6.
Yo, listen. The helmet came off first episode.
What? Oh, Halo. So we're talking about Halo. I feel like there was a lot of pluses and there was quite a bit of minuses in it.
Okay, talk about it.
So like you said, like my biggest thing. Master Chief took off his helmet in the first episode. And look at Ben's face. Master Chief took off his helmet, bro.
He never does.
Never takes off his helmet.
That joint's like supposed to be like the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian also took off his helmet a number of times.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the first episode.
Tell him to go back to the tape.
Wasn't the first episode. But I was like, I was really upset because I already knew it was your boy from Den of Thieves.
I didn't know.
I knew it was him. And
I know Bokeem Woodbine's in this joint. And that's literally the only reason I'm watching it. But continue.
The second that he took off his helmet, I was like, please tell me they're only going to show the back of this man's head. And then they went and they showed us whole, and I was like, this is really taking me out of like this whole experience. Like I was really pissed off like the last like 7 minutes.
Wow.
I was really mad.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you take it. I was like, yo.
Because as many Halo games as you play, he never takes his helmet off.
And they were calling him John quite a bit too. They don't start calling him John until like Halo 3 or something like that.
Dangerous diabetic getting angry over
I'm
here.
just saying.
Talk about it.
Nah, because it's like there's certain characters like you're not supposed to see their face. Like it's Judge Dredd, is what we'll call it. It's Master Chief. It's really not that serious. And see that now you threw me off because of this thing, stuff like that. But it was just like,
Spawn.
no, Spawn's black. This is, he's Al Simmons. Like he always has his mask off. He's just all burnt up like Deadpool.
Okay.
Know what I mean? But it's just like
just in all the Halo games, you've never seen this man without his helmet.
Never seen Master Chief without his helmet. That's
and
supposed
I'd
to be a
be
thing.
waiting for him to take his helmet off on the game. Like, yes, we beat the game. He just goes off.
This man's fighting off Terry Crews and he's still not taking his mask off. Stuff like that.
Like, yeah, fam, I know it's hot in here. Get some fresh air.
Hey, listen. I enjoyed the first episode. I think that they got
the wrong way.
They got to a whole bunch of stuff really early, and I did think it was whack that the helmet came off. And I don't even
aliens when they first showed up looked pretty rough.
Yes,
it took a minute for it to for them to figure out the CGI, but I was like, at first I was like, I don't know. I was
waiting for the little aliens to come running out. Wasn't
the
little dudes running out. Man. It was like just all big dudes.
It was a bunch of Covenant people with what you call it. They all had energy swords.
Yeah, they all had the blade.
Which energy swords looked amazing.
Yeah,
weapons looked amazing. The HUD inside of Master Chief's helmet looked amazing. Yeah. But when he pulls up, man, not only does he pull up like Master Chief pulls up, but he pulls up with the other Spartans from like Halo Reach. And I was like, okay. I was like, we getting the whole squad out here. I was with it. I was like, they had a sniper, they had a tank dude with the grenade launcher, they had Shorty with the 2 handguns. I was like, yeah, we with it. I was like, I'm with it.
Yeah, they got to it. The fight.
That's the one thing that I didn't like. Why are you taking this helmet?
Wait, so you did watch the first episode? This man, why tell me he watched no TV? Let us talk to him like he don't know.
Wow. Wow.
Certain shows. This man came out of retirement to watch the Halo TV show. You got Paramount Plus?
I got everything. I have a kid.
You got that. We got that. Why'd you make sure that we got that?
Because I'm all set with it. This man Bam's out here watching TV, man. He just told us he wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this man, are there any other surprise television shows that you watching?
I mainly watch anime. I watch everything.
Oh, so you on the anime vibe?
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe when I do my spin-off anime pod, we could do something together.
Okay. That's what's up. All right. You ready to transition?
Transition.
All right. Popcorn Papi time.
Don't stop. Pop that.
So I know you haven't seen any movies.
There was
nothing really to watch.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about movies because I heard it was trash. And we're not about to spend time.
Yo, the early reviews are saying it is the worst superhero movie of all time.
Time to keep it moving.
And the thing is, I gotta watch it. I was like, I gotta know how bad it is.
It's like that TV show that you start, you 3 seasons in, and then that 3rd season get terrible, but you gotta finish it because you
didn't like Venom 2, Carnage?
Yeah.
I'm glad someone else did. Did you ever wind up watching it?
No. the trailer was trash. I was like, no, I'm all set.
Did you like the first Venom?
No.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know. Because I was like, I feel like I talked to a lot of people. They were like, oh, the Venom was good. I'm like, where? Over the go, Eddie. I can't do it. Like I can't.
No.
Venom 2, him and Venom split up and was like, I'm done with you. This is a breakup. I'm going to be with somebody else. What? How? Why? What the fuck does this happen?
Loving the outrage.
Yeah, listen,
but
man.
While we didn't watch any movies, in movie news, there was an event that had movies in it and all the big movie actors, the Oscars, who, I don't know about you, I didn't even know the Oscars were on TV.
Nope.
Until the slap heard around the world. My man's Will Smith, Big Willie style, went across Chris Rock's face, and I feel like there's no way we can not talk about this.
Everybody hates Chris.
Yo, listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence.
I gotta say it's
What
fake.
fence is there to be on? What do you mean?
Is
I
it
think
real?
it's fake.
Was it real or was it fake?
They needed some news.
There's no doubt in my mind that is real.
It could be.
It could be. What are you two conspiracy theorists over here?
If it's fake, they did a good job at doing it to bring attention to the Oscar to get some views. If it was real, that slap was meant for August Alsina.
There's no way.
Right, so listen,
there's no way.
Right, so let me run
Will
it off
Smith
right quick.
will put his career on the line for something that's not real.
There's no way he would put his career on the line. Henceforth, letting me think that it's fake. Twice. When that man first hit him, this man was already bracing for the slap, and Will Smith was walking.
Brother walked up to him and then did like this. What perfect form on that slap? Like I'm talking about, like hips twisted. Like he came down. It was like nothing.
He walked away. He had a subtle smile on his face.
Granted, I did watch something, his little Facebook thing that he does when he first did stand-up comedy. He does. It's a nervous thing, or when he's about to do something crazy, he'll laugh or he'll.
Oh, I had a friend like that. Every time it was about that business time, he would laugh hysterically. It was weird.
So I thought it was like maybe he was like ha 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 ha.
I don't know, man. You couldn't knock a whole 140-pound Chris Rock over, man. I don't know.
I don't think the slap was meant to lay him out. Like it was meant to humiliate him and make him look stupid, and that's kind of what it did.
Who really got humiliated and looked stupid though?
That's the point. Like that's when
said
Jada.
He pointed out the alopecia.
He said this episode like he pointed out the alopecia. But
he said G.I. Jane, and I didn't realize she was bald in the first thing.
That's literally the main thing about G.I. Jane.
Yes.
Like,
the thing is,
and like Chris Rock even said, he's like, I made a G.I. Jane joke, bro. Like, take it easy.
And it wasn't really I don't think it was a big thing.
I wouldn't even have compared it to G.I. Jane. I would have compared it from the chick from Black Panther.
Will Smith, which is powerful,
yeah.
which was sitting right
but
behind him.
That's not a joke though. Like if I tell you you look like Okoye, like that's kind of like a good thing. If I tell you look like G.I. Jane, like that's a joke. That's a joke.
Will was laughing though.
At first, and so Jada looked at it, it was like you gonna let it.
It's like that slight cut scene where
this is the only
They
reason
was
why
probably both in different hotels after he won the Oscar anyway.
Listen, the way he said "keep my wife's name out your mouth" leads me to believe that it was very real. Like, there was a lot in that. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. And then he's like, "Yo, what? Keep my wife's name." It was it was real.
He is a very good actor. Even the tears,
he literally just won an Oscar.
Even the tears I thought was fake. Like them was Fresh Prince tears right there.
No,
man.
because then when he does his acceptance speech, it makes no sense. Like anybody that's ever been elevated and they're trying to come down, it made no sense. And I was just like, it's 100% real. I can't believe that of all the angles of this, we're really arguing over the merits of if it was real or not.
And then they show a video of him dancing the summertime at the after party.
Right.
I mean, first of all, he was dancing to Welcome to Miami and getting jiggy with it.
Yes.
Let's go. My guy.
Yo, I think the funniest thing that I saw was when Samuel L. Jackson gave that man a hug and was like, yeah. It's like, oh, these brothers is tripping, man. These brothers, this is straight barbecue style. You leaving early before the ribs even got done because something didn't happen because you was talking crazy. Like I said, I'm still on the fence. If
so
it comes
who's
out
more?
to be
All right.
true,
I mean, the real angles
still,
who's in the wrong.
Will Smith is in the wrong.
All right, just check it. Because like a lot of people are like, well, Chris Rock should have made that joke. It is literally Chris Rock's job to make people laugh and to make fun of people. It's like that's what he does.
He does this all the time.
That's why
now
comedians to take jabs at people.
Because the whole point is like we are in a room of the elite of the elite, the most beautiful, the most richest people in here. We have to take them down a peg or two.
People, I think if Steve Harvey made a joke like that, it would be different.
And that's what else it leads me to. Like that's where else would seeing that it's real. All right, like I said, I'm still on the fence, but like if it's real, there's a whole lot of people that deserve to get slapped before Chris Rock. And I just felt like you came at the one person that you knew wasn't going to do nothing.
You don't never yell at somebody and it's like it's not even meant for them. It was meant for somebody else.
Yes, and several times I tell myself, you know what? You're not even, and that'd be the realest situations where you're like, you know what? You are not the one that gets this slap. Like you are not deserving of this slap. This slap means something, and it's not for you because you just that much of a whack individual, and I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to do it.
Is Chris Rock a whack individual? I feel like Chris Rock didn't do nothing.
Yes.
Why was he whack?
It's Chris Rock.
What? What angle is that? Chris Rock is like one of like the 3 or 4 greatest comedians of all time.
No, I get it.
Who's better than Chris Rock?
I've like Chris Rock is funny, but like he's not hysterical to me, and I feel like a lot of his comedy is based on like appropriating of the culture more than it is of supporting the culture. But that's just me.
Bigger and Blacker is one of like the greatest stand-up comedy specials of all time.
Yeah, and then you come back with black women's hair, like, or
and they make a joke about
what's the other joint that everybody likes, Pootie Tang or whatever it is.
What's wrong with Pootie Tang? Why the time with the Tippity Tang, Biggie Shouty?
I never watched it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't criticize something you ain't watch.
Listen,
I watched Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is not funny. That's the angle that we're taking.
Chris Rock's not funny to me.
No, this is wild.
I mean, just because somebody disagree with you don't mean
this is a wild take.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. It
is what it is, man.
Funnier than him? You claim him to be top.
You know what's comedians. You know what's going to be funny though. His special, that joint's gonna be like, I got slapped by Will Smith. That's gonna be the title. I got slapped by Will Smith.
He was
comedy special.
He's coming to Boston, like I think it's this weekend. And I was gonna buy the tickets. I was like, nah. I was like, let me get closer to the date. And then this happened, and I went, and them tickets were sold out. And I was like, damn. I messed up.
That man he held his composure up there. He definitely held his composure up there. So. I mean, no, because Will Smith's like 6 something. He's like 5'2". Nah.
He decided not.
I mean, what can he really do in that situation?
Could you imagine if they really started scrapping on that stage, like if they started going off? Like then it would have been like way worse.
Yeah.
So like I think we should all be thankful for the fact that Chris Rock kept his composure.
So Will Smith was whacked for what he did. He was whacked for apologizing to the Academy and not to Chris Rock. Like, if you embarrass me in public, apologize in public. Don't do it in silence and then tell everybody that you did it. I'm just not with that. I mean, the second thing is Jaden Smith is posting, that's how we do. Like, that is so corny to me. And then, like, ultimately it's
like
the
same kid that wears skirts.
Yeah. And like ultimately it's like what did you gain from this? Like, what did you gain from this?
Well, I mean, from like his perspective of it is like, I stood up for my wife. My wife has a condition. You made fun of her condition, and it's like I had to go stand up for her. I yet again am not saying that like I agree with what Will Smith did, but I understand.
All right, so here's the biggest question that I've heard everywhere on social media and the water cooler, everywhere you want to talk about it, is just like, what happens if that's like, say, a Jerry Seinfeld up there?
You go to jail.
Or Bill Burr.
Hey, my man, Bill Burr. Let's not talk about Bill Burr.
I'm not talking about them.
Let's leave the Burr out of
this. I'm not talking about them.
Bill Burr funnier than Chris Rock?
Yes.
I just want to check. Bill Burr is one of like my 4 favorite comedians.
No, I'm just saying, what if one of those people were up there and did the same thing?
Well, first of all, I don't think they keep their composure. And then it's like...
No. Does the smack even happen?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think the smack was going to happen in general. Like, how are you going to ask me if like some wild event
This is what we do here. We talk. And now I'm throwing a hypothetical out there because that's the topic now, that people are changing the narrative. Say Will would never do that if there was a white comedian up there.
Oh, first of all, I don't think anybody thought Will would just do that, period. Like, it was just a crazy...
No, I get it. But it had happened. And they're saying that Will would never have done that if there was a white comedian up there. He would have stayed in the seat.
Well,
furthermore, they're saying...
I also think, like, most white comedians, like, that's not their shtick. Like, they don't make fun of people in the crowd. Like, that's a more of a black comedian thing. Like, that's a D.L. Hughley, a Bernie Mac.
What about who's homeboy that got the pod with Charlemagne?
Andrew Schultz. So that is somebody that I can see.
Andrew Schultz up there.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I can see Schultz doing something like that.
Does
like,
Will Smith smack Schultz in the face?
Probably.
Okay.
If he felt that strongly about it.
Okay, great. Yeah. Next question. So Will Smith smacks Schultz in the face. Do they make him leave the Academy, the Oscars after that?
Probably, because like I said, like I don't think that they handle it with the same decorum that Chris Rock does. So like they make a bigger deal out of it, and he has to get removed.
Right. Does he still win an Oscar?
I mean, yeah, they don't change that.
You sure they don't just chalk him out and go to the next person?
There was a dude.
I'm saying for real.
There was a guy who was like arrested during the Oscars one year, and like he still won and stuff like that. Like I don't think that they switched that up.
Who was he?
I don't remember, but like I remember.
What was he?
I think he was Puerto Rican.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to know this story. You need to get more facts on that. I don't want hypotheticals on that. I want to know that story. We gotta look at that up after this. But yeah, that's where it is.
But this is, I think it's like,
long story short, Will Smith was whack for it.
Yeah, I think it was whack for it too. And it's like, I don't know how you repair that. Like if I'm Chris Rock, like I don't want none of your apologies. I'm all set. Like I'm all set with you. Like I'm good with you, period.
I'm all set.
And like, I don't know, man. Like
I might even go as far as saying like, "Hey, bro, you embarrassed me in public. I need a public apology." And then when a public apology comes, I still say I'm all set. I'm good.
To
be honest with you, if I'm Chris Rock, I'm under 225 in my basement right now. Like, wait till I see him again. Wait till I see him again.
This ain't the 50 Cent. Like,
yo, the memes.
All right. So like, let's shoot a different comedian. If Dave Chappelle was up there and Dave Chappelle made that same joke, does what you call it? Does go up there?
No, that man Dave Chappelle is not only hilarious.
If Charlemagne is up there,
not more respected. That man, that new frame.
If Charlemagne makes that joke.
Charlemagne's like 5'1". Yeah, but Charlemagne gets slapped.
But Charlemagne says that is like,
Charlemagne is still gonna sit there just like Chris Rock.
Yeah, but when Birdman and them pulled up, he's like, "Why are you coming at the funny guy? Like, you didn't come pull up on Trick Daddy, you didn't pull up on Rick Ross, because it's like that's what you do. You pull up on the funny guy because he's a comedian and he's not known for like throwing hands or stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, like that's how all these things work. Nobody starts a fight with a person that they don't think that they can beat. Unless you're T.I. T.I.'s the only person I seen take a swing at Floyd Mayweather when he wasn't looking. Like stuff like that. Like
light-skinned dudes.
Plus that brother got a couple of screws up in his head loose. So like,
hey, listen.
But yeah,
apparently Will does too.
Yeah, and I think that screw is named Jada.
Whenever Denzel got to pull you aside and be like, it's when you at your greatest, the devil will come looking for you. Like,
what do you think Tyler Perry said to him? He's like, hello. Do you know where we are? Do you know where we are? Got them all them white folks out here. Look at guy looking crazy.
No, he was like, hey, can I use it as a joke in my next Medea movie? I'm gonna slap you the way Will slapped Chris Rock.
That's 100% gonna be a Medea joke.
Of course.
Don't come up in here and get Will Smith real quick.
You already know.
But the memes were amazing though. Like, I love them. Like I didn't go to sleep for like long.
Amazing, but the situation was terrible. I think it's a lose-lose situation for everybody.
And you know Will Smith's my guy. So like,
yeah, definitely.
But I do not condone his behavior.
There you
throw that out.
All right, we segueing away. It's time for the Hardwood Check-in. Fade out.
Remember this.
Hey, we don't have copyrights for that, but I like the way you keyed in there, Bam. All right.
What game does that remind you of?
NBA Street.
That's all I need to know.
Wow. I'm about to leave. You can take my chair. You guys have such great chemistry. Oh, all right. First things first. Oh, there it goes again.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real.
So Kyrie had his debut on
his second debut.
He hates when I say that. He had a second debut.
Grand opening, Thursday. Grand closing. Because them LaMelo Ball and them Hornets put a spanking on them.
This might have been LaMelo's best game of the season, right?
Quite possibly.
He had like 33, 7, and 5 or something crazy like that.
We in New York? We got something like that. 7 threes?
No, but literally that's what he did. Because at one point, what's old boy's name with the dreads? They rebound their shot blocker.
Montrezl Harrell?
No,
Nick Claxton.
Yes. Claxton's guarding him, and he hit him. He acted like he was at the park. That man stepped up to him, went through the legs a couple times, stepped back, and banged the 3 in his face. And that man came down the court like, I'm here. Young boy is ready. no, that's not me acting.
He really did that.
That's not me being funny. He threw the 3 up, and then he went through his arm like, y'all not ready. He rubbed every tat 6 times. Like, yeah, y'all not ready for me.
He was ham boning.
Right. Like, and I didn't see nor sight or hear from KD and Kyrie.
Oh, Kyrie had a bad game. Like he shot like 6 or 22 or something like that.
I mean, you're not gonna get no remorse. You're not getting no remorse from me. You had a 60 burger not too long ago, bro. Yeah. So it's not like you not in rhythm. You have been playing basketball. You just got bested.
He's not used to playing 2 games in a row. You're not ready for that.
Or maybe Kyrie just when it's very emotional games, he tends to not show up.
Or it was just a bad game. Like that just happens too.
We'll see. I know I was at the Boston Celtics playoff game last year, where in between timeouts, a lot of people don't see that stuff that happens during commercial breaks. Like the crowd was going out like "F you, Kyrie, you suck," all types of stuff, and you could generally see him. Like most people and like at one point he started going like this to the crowd to do it more, and he proceeded to miss like his next 12 shots. You know what I mean? So
you said he's not built like that, but he tries to pretend like he's built like that.
No, I think he is built like that, but I think like it takes him some time to soak up situations, which makes perfect sense about like how he doesn't want to get vaccinated. Like he's a strong stand on that. Like whenever something comes Kyrie's way, there's always a big recoil of his responses because he has an emotional response to everything. But like once he settles in that situation, then he's usually pretty good. Okay. So I think once he gets over this little hump that he had of taking this L to Melo and them, he gets right back to clockwork, and the Nets get to playing ball and get out of that A spot.
You think they're getting out of the A spot?
Yes, I think they will get out of
the A spot.
There's like
not very many. There's like 13 or 14 games left.
Yeah, but how many games back are they?
They're like 11 and a half games or something like that.
From what?
Yeah, you're right. That's from the number one spot.
That's from the number one spot. So I feel like they can get to 7th or 6th, but I mean, either way, they in the playoffs. So
well, I mean, we're getting ready to talk about like these injuries that took place. Like SGA's out for the season, Jerami Grant's out for the season. So like what's happening is now teams that are taking
Grant play for
Detroit.
SGA is for OKC.
Yep.
Why do any of those matter?
Well, if you let me get to my point, I was going to tell you, it's like now we're at the point that teams that are tanking are now going to start resting their stars because they don't need them to get hurt. Because like, what does it matter? So now we're getting to that point. So like now the schedule, when these guys do play these cupcake games, the cupcake games are easier now because it's like, you know, like they're like we're going to be playing against who's another crappy team, like the Knicks, and it's like, you know, if I was like,
that's fine. We just beat the Bulls and the Pistons. Continue.
Okay, it means that like if you beat the Pistons, and I'm pretty sure both of them were like buzzer beaters, right?
You beat the Bulls and the Pistons.
Yeah. What I'm saying is
Win's
like
a win.
You're playing a team that's already like not that good, and they're not playing their star player. It's like it's kind of like an easy dub. Like you see like the Thunder roster and I think the Thunder and the Blazers played each other, and like not a single player in the starting lineup were starters or played more than 22 minutes like in the past like couple seasons, stuff like that.
Got you.
Like it's just like that's where we're at. So like what I'm saying is like if they have these X amount of games to move up, it's like if they're playing some of these cupcake games, then like of course, like you know what I mean. And then like we're gonna start to see a lot of teams trying to figure out who they're gonna be playing and who they want to play. Mm-hmm. Kind of like remember the Clippers last year. The Clippers were very clearly like, we're going to be playing the Lakers in the first round unless we lose these games. Mm-hmm. So they purposely started to lose games so that way they could avoid playing the Lakers. Mm-hmm. Then they went and got clapped in the first round anyways, because that's how the Clippers roll. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is like a lot of teams are going to start jockeying their position. So like, but I do feel like everybody does not want to give Brooklyn these dubs because right now they're slated to play the Raptors and they know Kyrie can't play in Toronto. So like everybody's trying to make sure like that happens as much as possible. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. I remember you bringing that up before, and I think if they have to play Toronto, that is danger because there's a lot of games that Kyrie can't play in. You don't know
because Toronto will also have the home court advantage. That means
and you don't know what the Ben Simmons timetable looks like, and that does give Toronto 4 games instead of 3.
Yep.
And that means you have to win a game without Kyrie, potentially 2 games.
Yep.
So that is tough. It's a good way to spin that.
So. And it's like I think. Like we haven't really gotten into it mostly because like we haven't got time, but like probably during the off season, like we got to talk about like just the Brooklyn Nets experience. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, we talk about like super teams that have gotten put together. Like people gave LeBron James and them like a lot of crap when they made the Miami Heat team. And it's like, they didn't win for like the first 2 seasons.
No, just the first season.
It was the first season. Like they didn't win.
They lost to Dallas.
And they were just like, you know, like, and then they won the 2 rings.
Yeah.
And they were like, you should have won more. But like, I don't think
according to your boy, it was not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, right. Not 12, not 13.
All right. But like, what I'm trying to say is like,
go ahead.
As I said, I keep stopping on my point to try to get this black joke off.
My bad.
But what I'm saying is like, I don't think if we really like look back on it and like did the research on it, is like a lot of these super teams don't do anything. Nope. And it's like, and like the fact that like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were able to rail out, you're making a face. Like you're trying to figure out like to rail all these out. And it's like, how many other people have had any success? And like Kevin Durant, this is his 2nd super team that he's been on. Mm-hmm. But like, granted, like one of them was already built. Like he just went over there. Mm-hmm. Like this is not like him and Kyrie all went to the same team. And it's like, what does this team become? Like they've never even made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? So if they don't do it again this year.
I feel like the Bucks recent championship was the first team in some years that wasn't a super team that won a championship.
You think so? The Toronto Raptors?
Oh, I mean, I guess you could call that blue collar, but they definitely brought over Kawhi.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's one guy. What I'm saying is like there's no like the Brooklyn Nets like had nobody. Kevin Durant and Kyrie signed over there, brought James Harden over.
All right, so you go with those 2 teams, which everybody is saying the new wave of super teams is fading because of the last 2 championships. Uh-huh. But before that, it's like The Lakers.
What super team Lakers won?
LeBron, AD.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Like,
I thought you were talking about the Kobe Bryant ones.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like,
what is had the Golden State Warriors?
Is LeBron James has been the only person that's made the super team thing work in that way.
Yeah, aside from the Boston Celtics,
which is true. Which is also
and the Golden State
also
Warriors.
Wasn't a free agent thing. Those were all trades.
Okay.
And so that's not really say. And the Golden State Warriors, everybody on that team was drafted together, and then they just added Kevin Durant. Not the same.
Okay.
It's a different type of super team. What I'm saying is like the manufactured super teams have done zilch for the most part.
Yeah, you got 2 rings from Miami.
And the third one from the Lakers.
From
all
the
LeBron
Lakers.
James. Like LeBron James seems to be the key to making these things work, and it's because he's such a unselfish basketball player that he makes these things work.
Oh, Cleveland.
Cleveland's a super team?
You had the big 3. You had K-Love. You had
traded for K-Love.
LeBron
drafted
James.
Kyrie Irving. Technically drafted LeBron James, and then he comes back. And then like
JR, Shump.
Those are also trades. They traded with New York for that.
Yeah,
so I'm saying it's like these are
a lot.
These are what you call. These aren't manufactured teams. Is what I'm saying. It's like
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they clearly said that LeBron asked for these guys to get traded there.
100%. But like the team has to give up assets to get these guys. With the manufactured one, they didn't give up anything. They just had to have money available, and they just paid these guys to come. It's almost like a mercenary hire.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like they didn't really work.
Like that. I like that.
It's like, I
like that.
I got the BAM seal of approval.
You said,
it's like it's a little bit different. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, even when they got the Heat, like technically they had to trade for LeBron. When they had to trade for LeBron James and trade for Chris Bosh to get over there to make the things work under the cap. Granted, they gave up like 2nd round picks and stuff like that, and trade exceptions. But it's like, you know what I mean? I think if we really, really look back at it, like a lot of these guys are just very, very unsuccessful. And it's like, I don't know if it's because they don't fit well together or just because like they don't give a lot of these teams time to cook. Because that's another thing is LeBron James does it, and like within a season, you're going to the finals.
Yeah, I think if you're asking me what the major problem is injuries. A lot of those super teams all were plagued with injury that eventually like shut it down for them. And a lot of the teams that LeBron went on, given his great health and the way he takes care of his body,
he's probably the most durable superstar we've ever seen.
It becomes infectious when if you came to my crib and we ain't do nothing but eating kale chips and drinking water, you gotta eat.
That brother sip wine and smoke hookah like every night listening to SZA. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just like, well, you come over and I'm like, yo, fam, before we go on pod, you gotta hit this 100 sets right quick. I'm just like, all right. Then, like, before you know it,
you got to touch the backboard 5 times.
right. Before you know it, it's like, yo, I touched the backboard 6 times today. It becomes infectious, and you build a culture where people are taking care of themselves. So, like.
This man Bam said, like, he got something on his lips. He's about to get off. Bam, can you touch backboard?
Probably.
I'm so active.
Probably. Listen, I'm putting it on everything.
So active.
I'm putting it on everything. I know
you about to put Ben Gay on everything too, like when he misses.
Still gonna touch that backboard. I'm telling you, I'm like, yo, listen, when I jump, slide the ice bag right underneath me, like so I can land in it right after I jump up.
All right, let's go. I can't wait. I kind of hope you do touch it because I kind of want to be surprised.
Oh, you're gonna be surprised. I'm gonna mess around and did it with one hand and talk crazy, and then go for 2 and miss the 2.
And then that's when he turned into Robert Williams to tear him in his.
Oh,
because we're trying to talk about that because like the hottest team in the NBA right now has been the Boston Celtics, and their big defensive presence, Robert Williams, a Time Lord, tore his meniscus, and he's going to be out for several weeks.
And they about to look real different.
They're saying he's going to miss a couple of playoff games, possibly.
Really?
They're saying it's possible that he can go into playoffs because initially they were like he tore his meniscus, so like he's done.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
the meniscus is not the super important one. Like that's like a really quick scoping.
I ain't no doctor.
I feel you.
I was like, when I tore my joint, I tore everything except for my MCL, so it was like. That's all I needed to know.
Remember when I tore my one, you dropped me off at the hospital. You came and picked me up 20 minutes later, and they was like, I was like, all right, do I gotta stay overnight? They was like, nah, take these crutches and be out. I was like, walking out. They was like, if you want, we could wheel you to the door. I was like, what? I got in Joey's car, like
that's a Springfield Public like medical system. That's what they got you,
bro.
They said, hey, we had this piece of paper towel and freezer.
Right, my crutches wasn't even lined up right. I'm like, yo, these ain't measured. They was like, you only need the crutch for the side that hurts. I'm like, what? I was like, so what is this, a spare crutch? Like, what's going on right now?
No, yeah, hit you with this. They done gave you one of these. You be all right.
All my life, I has to fight.
You shall not pass.
For real. But yeah, I think they're gonna look extremely different without that man. That is their defensive anchor.
It is.
If I'm thinking of anybody else, I was about to say, if I'm thinking of anybody else on that team that plays stellar defense that can lock down a scorer on another team, it's going to be Marcus Smart because he will die on the court.
I was going to say Derek White and Jaylen Brown are also very good perimeter.
I was going to say Jaylen Brown, but that's as far as I'm going.
You know what? Do you know Derek White at all?
Yes.
He's like one of the premier perimeter defenders out there.
That's what's up.
Hit that man Brandon, have him send you his highlights.
He watches the body, bro. As soon as that joint is uploaded, within an hour or two, he hit me up like, I don't like the way y'all talking about my Celtics. Gotta give him Bronny too much credit. What did you call him? Bronzexuals?
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
He was like,
he was the biggest bronzexual.
Man, how do you keep ending up on this show? This man hit me up like, of all the people I believed that, I didn't think you would be the one. I'm like, fam, I'm just telling you the numbers is what the numbers is, man. I'm not saying that he's the greatest ever. I'm just saying his numbers are crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fan of what LeBron does with jumping from team to team to gain a success. Like, I feel like you are the key. You are the catalyst. Just win where you are. But doesn't
he believe that Kevin Durant is a better player all time than LeBron James?
We'll know after this episode.
They've also played for the same amount of teams, right? Like Kevin Durant and LeBron James. LeBron James got more rings, more points, more playoff appearances, MVPs. I'm just checking.
Listen. I'm not
just checking.
I'm not.
But Kevin Durant got scoring titles. Don't forget about that. Like, he got scoring titles.
Oh my goodness. I'm not getting in the middle of this. All right. We're about to segue into home cooking. It's gonna be a quick one, but we're gonna do it anyway.
I'm coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about me now and then? Cause I'm coming home again. It's time for some home cooking. With Big Nasty and no raisin and some man.
I was about to be like, and man, it's so amazing.
No, I was like, and maybe some man.
All right, so yeah. I'm gonna continue with the whole bike life situation, man. Like,
what's happening now?
Same thing. They were serious about what they said from the time we potted until now. It's been up to like 5 to 6 more people arrested and like 8 to 10 more bikes seized.
Damn.
So I think I can't remember what the number was last time, but I think they're up to like 10 or 12 people arrested and between 14 to 18 bikes seized.
Brother, we recorded on Sunday.
Yes. Was it on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. So there was an update that I didn't know about, but between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a bunch of kids got arrested, man, between the ages of 18 and 27, between the areas of Springfield and Holyoke. Kids are going to jail and their bikes are getting taken. They haven't talked about destroying any bikes yet, but the bikes have gotten seized. The bikes have gotten seized.
It's dirt bikes, though. Apparently, it's not motorcycles. It's dirt bikes.
It's still your bike, though. It's still something that connection is different. It is different. Like, after riding a bike and spending a season, riding around, it's just like it's something that you get connected to. It's kind of like your car, bro. It's just on 2 wheels, and somebody pulled you over and took your whip and then pounded that joint and you went to jail.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. It ain't fun.
Remember that? Like, you had to pick me up, bro.
I remember. I was like, you going back to get it? He's like, I don't know.
That was a long walk to my room that day. Let me tell you. That joint hurt. That hurt a little bit.
Yeah. So, like, this is, like I said, the youngest being 8. I don't even know if that was the youngest. The youngest name that they could release was 18 because he's not a minor.
Okay.
So from the ages, the youngest was 18, the oldest was 27, and like I said, it was like 5 to 6 kids who got arrested and bikes taken. I just don't keep understanding how the amount of bikes to people being arrested is higher. It's like, how many bikes are you riding? It was like,
you know how the Puerto Ricans be, man. Come on, now, like the whole family be on them things, and we'll go in a Sizzler.
Listen, and it's like, so. I know one of the things they haven't brought up is like, I don't think any ATVs have gotten confiscated. It's only been dirt bikes. It hasn't been any motorcycles.
I don't see many ATVs on the road though.
Nah. If it's a big enough group, it'll be at least 4 or 5 of them.
That's because the brother who's riding the ATV is usually the biggest person in the
and he's going off road.
All terrain.
Oh yeah, he's out of there. He's like, y'all chasing these bikes, and just bingo right quick.
That doesn't look like a Murray brother on there. They ain't taking out that brother. And he got no shirt on. He got like just the leather vest. Yeah. Ain't nobody trying to arrest that man.
Yeah. All types of fraternity signs,
Got
sins on his arms.
You got the Eve paw print tattoos.
Oh, they made you with the paw prints. Oh, that's
Need
dirty.
her out of that chick.
Yeah.
I'll be wearing long sleeves all season.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That tumble I took.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, they didn't tell you about that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I look like a 18-wheeler tire free rolling down the freeway.
Yo, I remember when I first rode with Bear. He got a bigger bike now, but his first bike was a little smaller.
I remember a lot of people talking about it, and I never really saw it.
So you ever seen the Moonwalker? Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Muzzle Buddy?
Yep. Remember the two dudes that was chasing Michael Jackson on a scooter? It was like, it's like, yo, get a bigger bike, fam. Because I was riding behind you, bro. I couldn't find your bike, bro. I thought you were just Harry Potter on the highway.
Wingardium Leviosa!
I was like, are we riding bikes or we playing Quidditch? Huh?
This is being floating at 120.
Oh, yeah. That's what really made it a bigger bike.
We should not overgo like how great that Quidditch joke was that you just made. That was really solid. That was a really good joke. I tried.
Just
be ride a bug and play Quidditch. That was a really good joke.
But yeah, we out here this summer, man, and we legit. So police ain't
y'all
taking my bike.
I might not be out there for long.
I'm fully legit. They ain't taking nothing from me. Word.
We are out here.
They take my bike. I'm gonna tell them they keep it. Send me a check. How much it was worth? Twice as what it was when you took it. I'm not playing around. My joint is all right. My joint is all the way legal.
$10,000.
Fully insured. I'm gonna call insurance. It got stolen by who? The police. Call them. They're gonna bring the bike back. I'm like, great. I already got the check. Thank you. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, to wrap it up, I'm just gonna tell the young dudes. Marbles in your pocket.
Yep. Anybody that tries to cut me off, I'm gonna speed up to about 80. Just chuck them bad boys in the air in front of the car.
This is the reason why you're whatchamacallit. So I think he's Speed Racer.
Yo, that joint sounds crazy.
Listen, I'm safe on the highway.
That joint sounds crazy.
All right. That's what you thought before you took that tumble too, that you were safe on the highway.
But it was
then you became part of the highway.
Unseasoned lady that took me off.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah,
I think she did it on purpose too.
Yeah, it was.
Get out of here, brother.
I miss my uncle. Bam, bam. This is about to be.
But yeah, young men, please be careful, man. Safe it up. Like it's not worth it. Like I said, my fear is that the one kid who decides not to stop for police, and then we got to hear about you on the news. So
they already ran one kid off his Grom.
This year? That's crazy. See, that's crazy.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
The cops knocked him off. There's a whole video.
Yeah, see,
they knocked him off that exit going towards like Plainfield and Main Street, right before Bay State. Knocked the kid right off the meet, knocked him off.
Was he okay?
They arrested the kid.
That's crazy. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Off the and then arrested him. That's
what I'm talking about, man. There's a difference between policing and pride. And remember, these people are still human that have these badges on them, man. So don't put your life at risk for a bunch of metal and some gas, man. You can always get another dirt bike. You cannot get another life. Straight like that. All right. We're gonna get all the way over to this Blitz. All right.
Man, get out my way. Watch out as I come through. Busting in your line, cracking numbers in two. When I bring the pain, man, what you gonna do? We harder than hard, rougher than rough. Rah! Bim, you know where that's from? What you want? The rock in the palm of my hand. What you got? And in 2000, EA Sports.
Let me said I got you. All right, so we getting shifted. You need this, or you know all this is happening right now?
I need you to put this.
Oh yeah, we good money. We good money. You go ahead and do your thing. Man.
Like, so there wasn't a lot of important stuff that happened, but like I know I brought it up last week, and I kind of wanted to touch on it. Is like kind of like the quarterback carousel. Like there's still a couple quarterbacks that haven't been moved, and I was kind of like, huh? Well, yeah, I mean he's on the list.
Cam.
So one of them got taken off the list today. Is Andy Dalton signed with the Saints, and like so that means the Saints right now have Taysom Hill, who's apparently going to be full-time quarterback, tight end this year.
Great.
Jameis Winston, and then now they have Andy Dalton. So then, like the Jets technically have Zach Wilson. The Texans have Davis Mills. Commanders have Carson Wentz. The Giants got Daniel Jones. The Lions, Jared Goff. The Falcons have Marcus Mariota. The Panthers are apparently sticking with Sam Darnold. The Steelers have Mitchell Trubisky. And the Seahawks have Drew Lock. Now, these are the quarterbacks that are apparently out there. Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton. I had Winston and Taysom Hill on there, but I guess we could kind of take them off now. Andy Dalton, you could take him off as well. And Jordan Love. And then Gardner Minshew.
You could probably take Garoppolo off too, man, because he might have a season-ending injury.
Did he really? I missed that.
I think it's like his shoulder or elbow or something.
They
were saying that
he might get released, right? I saw that.
He might get released. They said Cap could end up on the Niners where he started, which again, Cap, I'm going Cap with a C. But there are openings now for people to transition to the Niners if he's going to be out for the season. But I don't know why they would do that because they got the young boy that can come in and take care of the job.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, but they're still going to need a backup QB.
You don't spend a first round pick.
They spent 3 picks on him.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Packers, who gets the first round pick and then gives the quarterback $2 million.
So I mean, I got two football guys here, right? So I just named all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
Who out of all these teams do you think is in the most dire need of a quarterback to be competitive? Because like, I mean, look at it. We have the Jets, Texans, Commanders, Giants, Lions, Falcons, Panthers, Steelers, and Seahawks. Out of all of them, who's really going to be competitive besides maybe the Steelers and Seahawks?
So I'm going Steelers, Seahawks, and then I'm going to throw a dark horse in there and say the Jets because the Jets beat some teams this past season, and their defense is not half bad. I mean, with a good quarterback, you might be able to lively up that offense a little bit.
They're still in the same division as the Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots.
I never was sold on Zach Wilson.
So,
I wasn't sold on.
But out of those teams, Bam, like who do you think, like are actual contenders and would trade for the quarterback?
I feel like the Steelers already made their decision. I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
You said Seahawks and Steelers. So like
Steelers, they still see Mitchell Trubisky that he got some talent. Or else, if I was them,
you don't even make the trade.
If I'm gonna do a dink and dunk offense, I'll go get Baker.
So that's kind of where I'm getting at now. So like, if you're the Steelers and you're the Seahawks, and you look over, you see Mitch Trubisky, you see Drew Lock. Who would you rather have? Those two guys, Garoppolo, Mayfield, Baker, Cam Newton, and Jordan Love or Gardner Minshew?
Okay.
Cam.
Okay. Listen. Love Cam.
You want Cam?
Love Cam to death. Cam, he's hanging up. I'm sorry.
Mitch Trubisky is better than Cam Newton right now?
Yes.
I'm taking Cam over Mitch. He got one more season left in him.
He's got one more.
Mm-hmm.
They lost
too if you take care of
they
his
lost
body.
Juju as well. So it's like, who is it? Deontay Johnson and help me out with the other receiver. Come on now. It's not Juju. Juju's gone.
Claypool.
Chase Claypool. Thank you. I knew there was another guy. So like you're saying,
and you have the young boy out of Alabama.
Najee Harris, right? So like I don't think you need to do much with this quarterback. Like it could be dink and dunk offense.
You just need somebody to get you past this year.
My dark horse guy, and it's like I know you say Cam, you say Baker.
But even if you get Jimmy G, it's still not a bad pick.
If he's not dead for the year, apparently.
Yeah.
So like, but you're saying Baker, you're saying whatchamacallit? Cam. I think Gardner Minshew deserves a better look than a lot of other people think. Like to me, I'm just like,
I've always liked Gardner.
I know, and then he got a raw deal with the Trevor Lawrence thing, and then he went to Philly. Jalen Hurts got hurt, and Minshew madness. Like brother was showing out.
They sleep on him.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like if I'm Pittsburgh, like, and I'm looking around, I'm just like, why not?
Why not pick him up? You can pick him up for the low.
He just had surgery on his throwing arm.
Okay.
There's no timetable yet.
Oof. All right.
He's not coming.
And that's Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. So like I was like, oh, keep Baker as your backup, but then apparently the Browns also signed Jacoby Brissett. So like that's all signs pointing to Baker, get up out of here.
Let me tell you.
Okay, sorry. Last update. He could potentially be ready by training camp, but the concern is what type of Garoppolo you get, so he could end up on another team.
And he was already a noodle arm as it was.
Yeah,
Would you rather have Cam Newton or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Cam Newton.
All I'm gonna say is Jimmy Garoppolo brought them to the NFC Championship.
No, that defense and Debo Samuel.
Yeah, I mean, who got Debo Samuel the ball?
He was in the backfield.
I was about to say something. He was running. He was returning.
Listen, I'm just trying.
That man will fill up the Gatorade if you ask me. Like, come on, man.
Vince walked dog.
Right.
But that was all I really had. I don't know.
And he threw a touchdown, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And then a receiver threw a touchdown to him. Both receivers threw more touchdowns than Jimmy G.
All I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes' offense, like Travis Kelce be throwing touchdowns, like Darrell Williams be throwing touchdowns too. Like, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of trick packages going around.
That's what's up.
So I just wanted to keep it out a walk.
3 games go by. They be like, how many touchdowns Jimmy throw the last 3 games? 2. How much did receivers throw for? 2. It's like, okay.
All I'm saying is I'm keeping an eye on Gardner Minshew because I think he's going to be an important piece to like what team that he goes to. I think he's better than a backup, and I think he could be a starter for a playoff contender. Let's say that, not an actual. I don't think he could be a Super Bowl quarterback, but I think a contending team with a decent enough supporting cast around him, like a Pittsburgh, I think that he can be pretty solid for a team like that. Granted, they also have Drew Haskins over there, but like they're very weird about him for some reason. Everybody's weird about him.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No.
Bam, are these Ravens going to do anything in this offseason, like at all?
They never do.
There's what's called Julio Jones is out there. Odell Beckham's still out there. Jarvis Landry's out there. Antonio Brown is out there.
Who is also wilding. He's in the news again.
Athletic and talented quarterbacks in the league, and you still don't get this man any weapons.
Lamar Jackson.
You still dink and dunk with Lamar. Something's got to change. It's getting old. They're learning how to stop the read option.
Facts.
They're learning that if you play, read option is not hard to stop.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to stop when you have no. It's not hard to stop when you have no weapons. It's all I got to do is cover. All I got to do is cover Mark Andrews.
And they lost 4 running backs.
Yes, all the running backs were dead. There were only receivers were like Hollywood Brown and like the corpse of Sammy Watkins and stuff like that. It's Rashad Bateman is pretty good. I think he's going to be pretty solid. But it's like all those options out there. Like, who would you rather see be Raven coming up out of those guys I just named? Julio, Odell.
I like to bring in Jarvis.
Jarvis Landry, that's your guy. I know Antonio Brown. Like, let's say that that's who he wants.
But Jarvis is short-handed, man.
Come on, man, that's a former Dolphin, man. You know I got love for Jarvis.
Jarvis is. I would take Jarvis over Odell. I've always liked Jarvis.
He still doesn't have a team. Like, I don't know who he's talking. Apparently,
man said I would take drugs.
Apparently, the Ravens have been talking to Bobby Wagner. They're saying that could be a potential stop for him. I was trying to figure out where Wagner was going.
No, I know that man.
Quinn's trying to get him in Dallas.
I know that man. Max Crosby sent a nice little message to the Honey Badger. He's like, "Hey, just so you know, Honey Badgers are silver and black. If we get Tyrann Mathieu, man, listen, man.
Is that the jersey? If Honey Badger comes to the Raiders, is that the jersey you're getting?
No.
Who's it going to be then?
He won't be around long. I think I might decide on Josh Jacobs, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought.
You know, I like to go defense though, so it's
that's like, that's kind of like where I was getting at.
Yeah. So,
not a Nassib jersey. Is it because he's unseasoned?
No, Nassib is gone.
I mean, I'm sorry. Max
Crosby. Nah.
You wouldn't get Crosby?
Nah.
Listen, that's my guy.
What about a Hunter Renfrow jersey? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like out of a Hunter.
He's a free agent next year.
Wow. What's the last jersey you bought, Bam, for what's called a Ravens jersey?
I'm not a Ravens fan.
I'm sitting here talking to this man like he's Ravens. Yo, you trying to tell me you weren't a Cowboys/Ravens fan this whole time?
Yo. Definitely.
Brother, you was definitely when Ray Lewis and Ed Reed was over there, you were like, I'm a Ravens fan, but I root for the Cowboys.
No, I said I'm a Cowboys fan, but I root for the Ravens because of Vontae Leach.
And definitely Vontae Leach was definitely the other one. His voice got real light when he said that though, because his man's lying. That's why. That's what it is. Because his brother has always been a Cowboys fan.
I've always been a Cowboys fan.
I don't know. Like, you sure you don't want to switch up?
Don't say that in public.
There ain't no way Bobby Wagner going to the Cowboys. I'll throw up if he does.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad fit. That deep. I mean,
this man talks to me about nothing but Ravens for the past 5 years.
I'm just saying you have a 3-level defense at that point because you got Michael Parsons, Bobby Wagner, Diggs. That wouldn't be half bad.
Michael Parsons. Did you see?
Parsons, if they don't leave that man at outside linebacker, let him rush the passer.
Did you see Did you see about the Michael Parsons on Twitter? Mm-mm. So some dude posted this thing. He's like, "Yo, this one year I bought oh my god, he just bought a bunch of Cowboys jerseys, and it was like last year I bought Ezekiel Elliott, and the year before I bought Dak Prescott, and the year before I bought this one." And Michael Parsons tweeted and was like, "Don't buy my jersey, fam." Because like,
that's one of the reasons I'm so weary, man. But we'll see what happens. Random note. I know this has nothing to do with anything, but I had to bring it up. Seen this random video of Mookie Betts being excellent at everything in life.
I'm not surprised.
So this man's like playing football, ran an inside-out route on somebody and caught that joint. Then the next joint, he's catching an alley-oop in the gym and dunking that joint off a windmill or something crazy like that. Then I was like, all right, what's next? And then they go to baseball. He catches a home run and falls over the gate and has the ball in his hand. It's like, okay, they stop with baseball. Then they show this man in a bowling outfit. Bull in a perfect game.
Young, black, and talented. What else you need?
I'm sorry. I just had to throw it out there. Shout out to Mookie Betts. All right. It's about that time.
What are we moving on to?
You know it's about that time.
I really don't know. I really wish you tell me where I'm going.
Heavyweight lover time.
Oh, it's that time.
He said, I really don't know. I need you to tell me where we're going.
What you gonna do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. Welcome to the Heavyweight Lover segment, y'all.
Hey.
You're supposed to set me up while I watch without doing the segment. Go ahead, hit me up.
Do for love.
That's not what I meant.
You tried everything, but you won't give up.
That's not what I meant. Are you recording right now, bro?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say that would have been dope. Put it on your snap.
That was definitely a recorded finger. I'm just throwing that out. I'm saying you're supposed to like.
You was either recording or you were sipping tea. But this week. And heavyweight lovers, you know, every day we try to flip flop it. We go marry single, marry single, marry single. Last week,
you went really heavy on that single. That made me feel some type. heavy single. Like,
oh, no,
that's how I felt.
Was it like that?
You kept pointing to your ring too. You're like married single.
My bad, man. I got you. Don't worry, man. There's a ring out there for you, Smeagol. You're gonna get it, man. All right.
LeBron James took him out.
Oh shoot, or Thomas. But
the only ring I got is ring worm. No, I'm sorry.
Brother's tripping. All right, so last week, of course, we talked about not going to bed angry. That was led by Dr. Raisin. This week we were Dr. Joey, and he's talking about.
I didn't earn that title. Don't call me doctor. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you got to do to earn it.
Get a degree?
All types of people. Really? Dr.
Yeah.
Dre? Really?
Yeah, Dr. Dre. He got his music degree.
Really, Dr. J?
Yeah. That man was a surgeon on the court.
Really, Dr. Pepper?
That's not a person.
But Joey's coming in to talk to us about first dates.
All right. So now,
first date ideas. My bad.
Yeah, right. Because next week I think the subject's going to be first date conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things to avoid, things to talk about, stuff like that. Kind of keep things moving.
So this is like actually planning first dates.
This is the date
I've never done that.
Wait, hold on. All right, we're gonna get into that. Like because I got some questions for you and Bam over there, whose legs are very spread eagle, and it's making me feel a little uncomfortable. But so
that man said I don't do first dates either.
The first day, our first time that we spoke, we talked about your online dating profile. Then we talked about what it's like in the DMs. Now you secured the bag, you got the match, you went into the DMs, you secured your date. Now, where do you go from here? And I think one of the main things I want to bring up is movie dates are one of the worst first dates that you could do, but I feel like they're one of the most common first date things that get brought up all the time.
You don't get to talk to the person. You don't get to look at the person. You're more interested in the movie. And by the time you do get to talk, it's probably over food about the movie that you just watched. So it's kind of like doing the same thing twice. And it's uninteresting and it makes you seem like you don't got no character.
Plus, if you ain't seen the movie, you could go into a bad movie and then that reflects on your date poorly as well. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't want to do that. So first things first. Oh, you just let go.
Papa freaks all the honeys. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I was ready.
First, listen, if you was in the DMs and you was on the online profile, if you did your homework like you were supposed to do, when you did it, you were supposed to find out like what type of stuff that they're into, what type of things that they like to do, what type of things that they like to eat. yo, listen, guys, this is something that people mess up on a lot. Make sure you are dating and the first date is within your budget. Do not, try to overflex, and then now you can't pay your rent because you wanted to go to Ruth Chris, and when you should have went to Chili's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, live, like, date.
2 for 20.
Yeah, 2 for 20. Both y'all
price apps at Applebee's.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, within your means, like, don't get too crazy. Don't have these tricks. Sorry, don't have these girls.
Whoa, I do not condone this. I do not condone this.
Sorry. Don't have, and like, I know I'm saying fellas, but it really goes to both, but like, let's be honest.
Is always somewhere where it's cheap to see if she's gonna come back.
So like,
it's all about the money, you know, it's gonna show, but if, you know, she like good with a cheap date, a cheap but fun, I'm not talking movies.
So that's what I'm gonna get at, is like your first date, first of all, you should know what type of food that she likes, like off the rip. So like, you're not taking her to some place like super crazy that she's like, I'm a vegetarian, but you brought me to a steakhouse. Makes no type of sense. Like, you gotta know that part. 2 things that are a must at the restaurant that you choose. They need to serve alcohol and they need to have dope desserts. You should already know what the desserts are on there, because the dessert is going to be a key to the second part of the conversation anyways, because it's just like, yo, we're going to eat this. Man knows. Yeah. Hey, do you want to split? Do you want to eat this here, or do you want to go back to the crib and and split the dessert? Because I know you're full right now, but you might be. What's GTD stand for, Tommy? So, and like, what I'm saying is like, make sure that they serve alcohol. Like, I'm not saying like, yo, get her drunk and twisted and then like, you know, do all that type of stuff. But like, alcohol is known to is to calm the nerves and make conversation go a lot easier. And like, you know, it makes people more chatty, and it's like, that's how you start to learn more stuff about the person. Now, this goes almost specifically to the ladies, because I feel like this is a thing that like the ladies do all the time. The first date, while it is an interview, that does not mean it needs to feel like an interview and have interview questions and stuff like that. You're supposed to be filling out this person's vibe and like all the type of stuff that they're on, try to figure out how they, you know, react to things, like how like their mind works. You're not supposed to be going through the checklist of like where you work, like where you live at, what car you drive. They don't do all this stuff because it takes you. I mean, you do need to know how many kids they got. That is a very important thing, because like, no,
it's not a first date question though. Or maybe that was a Bumble question.
If you did with your homework, what you were supposed to do before you got to the first date, you should know how many kids you got, because like, you're not bringing no doggy bags for this date back to the crib. You don't need to be 6 packs of chicken tenders going back with you. That's how it's going.
Make them when I'm done eating. Don't make
you try to get up in them tenders, not eat tenders. Like, it is different. So, but like I said, we're not trying to go with the conversation. We're going about the date itself. So like, and so I know Italian food is like, you know, one of the most romantic foods that you're supposed to have and stuff like that. It's usually not a good first date thing, because what happens when you get Italian food?
You gotta use the bathroom.
I mean, that's close, but like, why do you have to use the bathroom? Because your stomach is full and you too stuffed. You don't want to get too stuffed if you're still trying to stuff her later. So what I'm saying is like,
what do you see my
what do you see my like I said, is like, you don't want them to be too overstuffed and too oversleep, because hopefully you have a secondary location after dinner to go to. And if they get too tired and too sleepy, like, you know how ladies get, they start taking their shoes off. They're like, they're doing a lot. And they're like, actually, you know what? I'm a little tired. And you'd be like, oh, if you're a little tired, then let's go back to that. Actually, no. Because like, you already blew it over there. So you want something like that's at least a little bit light. Something that way, you know, like I said, you having the drinks, you getting the dessert, you getting like, you know, your salads or whatever the things that you're doing and stuff like that. But like, maybe like a nice little chicken dinner. Maybe like a nice little wrap, you know, stuff like that, you know, because then when you're doing is
you keep handling everything. Chicken dinner.
Yeah.
The little wrap.
Because like, you're looking at me like I'm talking crazy. Like, you know, maybe
go
go get some noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like, another thing, especially if you two live in 2 different cities, try to get her outside of the city, or try to get them outside of their own city, because they've been to all these places before. Granted, it might be some places they like, but I was about to drop the B word hard. But, you know, like people like to be taken to new places and shown new things. And then when you take them to a new place and you show them new things, whenever they think about this place, they think about you. So what you want to do is you want to try to get them out of their comfort zone like as much as possible. Now, even better, Even better, sir. A place that you both haven't been, but then you run the risk of having crappy food. But what?
You should have talked about. Oh, I was gonna say the same thing.
These guys are ahead of the game. Two married guys telling me what to do. Motherfucker. Two married dudes. What's called? They schooled me. Now you're right. You're right. Go to some place that neither of you have been.
But like you said, inside your budget. Because if it's a first
stay inside your budget.
Date, don't overdo it because now the expectation is that's what we're going.
The last thing you want to do is be left with a $200. Last thing you want is to be left with a $200 tab on someone that you're not going to see again.
The expectation is set here. This is where we're going for dates.
Yeah, whenever I go out.
Ruth Chris for the first date. I'm thinking Ruth Chris.
Every time. That a minute ago, it's like if you buy the biggest diamond in the store, where do you go to after that?
Right.
It's like,
now you got to go to the.
This is why I like doing this, man. Like half the time I don't even need to speak. I just put it out there. Like look at them going at it.
Four Seasons Hotel restaurant.
I'm a Motel 6 kind of guy. It's like I'm a Hojo type gentleman.
Everything's gonna be
You gotta go with the Hojo and the Hostro.
First date, if you spend big, everything there has got to be big. And so one time we're going to Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
Now
you're looking like the homie from with the food truck in the Tyler Perry movie.
Michael Ealy, like, come on, brother, like, relax. So before I even move on to the secondary location part, I know that this is a common thing and it has to get out there. It has to be said. Who pays on the first date?
You do.
What was that, Ben?
Man.
Why is it the man? Why does the man have to pay on the first date?
Because I'm assuming you have asked them out on a date.
And that's what I was going to get it. Because usually, like,
don't ask me somewhere and then tell me I got to pay for the fun that you invited me to.
So like that's usually how the conversation goes. They're like, oh, man needs to pay, man needs to pay, man needs to pay. And it's like, while I agree with that, I think
I always go Dutch.
I've had somebody pay.
I'm just kidding.
No, this mother's violent. We go half on the baby, we go half on this bill. But like, I feel like how it should work is like whoever asks the other person on the date, like that person pays. And most women that I know never say, I want to take you out on a date. They go, you should take me out on a date. And if you are taking a person out on a date, you pay for the date.
Right. We did do a couple times.
What?
Guess what the tab is? Loser has to pay.
Why are you taking my game?
Hey.
Why are you taking my game? Because like that's gonna be in the first date conversations. It's one of my favorite things. And it's and you know what? They look forward to it every time.
Every time.
That's my.
As long as that and the whole phone face out first person put it up.
That's a next week conversation. That's a next week conversation. Bye bye. I like how you ahead of the game. You ahead of the game. But I was like, but like the guess the bill game, like once you do it once, they start slapping the bill when it comes inside. I'm like, yeah, you know what it is.
Oh yeah.
That's how you would start weaseling their way and they're not paying.
And you start seeing them eating different. Like, all right, my beverage was like $6. This appetizer's like $10.
They look like Bradley Cooper and Limitless, trying to look at all those, trying to figure out what the tab was so they don't lose.
Over here on the Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah,
I got it.
No, so like I said, secondary location should be a dope thing. Like, because the one thing is like you don't want to stay in one place too long, and it's like usually after you eat, you start getting restless anyways. So if you move to a secondary location, try to make it someplace that's actually a little bit more active. And if you did your research, like I said before, you should know the type of the stuff they're into, and you should also know what type of person that you're dealing with. So like if you're dealing with somebody that is like a wallflower, where it's like, I don't like to be in the mix, I don't like to do all this stuff, I don't like a lot of people, don't go to like a Dave & Buster's or like a Round One or something like that. Go to something like a little bit more intimate. Maybe go to like a karaoke bar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just go to sometimes just going to a bar in general and just like having a conversation there is a completely different vibe. You got the music blasting, you got stuff like that, and like everybody's over there having a good time. Not a club, a bar.
That's where me and Lulu went the first time.
Oh, we gonna get to what y'all first date stories. Cause like I feel like, yo, you got a face on like you've been waiting to say like the whole time. And like to me personally, I like to do like the Dave & Buster's and I like to do the Round One type stuff because like I like to know, one, are you competitive? One, two, are you a sore loser or even a sore winner? Like some people are. I mean, you're a bad winner, bro. Like, I'm letting you know that, right? Am I wrong, man? Like it's like, yo,
I'm trying to slap this backboard.
Oh, watching you win that fantasy football ring. I was like, I won this thing 2 times, and I said like 10 words. I was like, this man wrote a 10-page speech for his one dub.
And I put everybody in it.
Everybody. for no reason.
Even the people that quit the league.
He really did. He's like, make sure they all scan this and send this to them. And another group. Actually, can I get their phone numbers and their addresses?
I'm gonna send it myself.
Right. So like you want to know like these type of things as well. And it's like I'm not a person where I like to be the center of attention, but I like to be in the mix. So like I want to know like when I'm in the mix, are you going to be the person that's in the mix with me? Or are you going to be the one that like I got to stop being in the mix because like you over here being a sourpuss like all the time, stuff like that. And like these are the type of things like you want to know. But yo, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Look at the, you sure we don't want to make a third chair in here, man?
Stretch out this tarp.
I thought we're working on getting a sofa. So we are working on getting a sofa. It'll be a lot more comfy.
That sofa would scream with all three.
That joint be made out of vibranium, bro. We gonna be good.
You know that episode of Fresh Prince where old boy sat on the bed and Carlton and Will was underneath it. It was like, We're not real. I'm sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, like to be honest, like that's really like the most thing that I had because it's like your first date is kind of like the trial date. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, you want to be within your budget. And you want to go to places that aren't so big. So that way, you know, does this person deserve for me to do the big stuff? Like, can we start going to concerts? Can we start going to basketball games? These things that I'm really investing in. So like, you want to test out your investment early on. Do you guys think I left anything out of like the first date ideas? Because like some people be like, oh, she likes skiing. Like, let's go skiing. Like, on a first date, bro? You want to go skiing?
I did a comedy show.
A comedy show was not a bad idea. That's a secondary location. You got the drinks flowing, everybody's laughing, but the only thing is like you're not really talking to each other much. You're doing a lot of this,
right?
You know, Razor's probably touching thighs, like last episode. But it's like a comedy show is like a great is a great date idea, like in general. So it's like
if you go to a comedy show, you always want to sit furthest from the stage. So when they lean in laughter, they lean against you, and you're forming a bond.
But if they talk about your shorty, like you got to be in slapping range, so that way you could get up, because that's what we do with the comedians. That's what we do with the comedians nowadays. No. But like,
I don't know, man. Chris Tucker got some thorough brothers. He might have been the only one he could try that with.
So like, that's all I had. Do you guys think that you wanted to add anything to that? Like, did I miss anything or skip out on anything? Do you think I hit all the right notes of that?
No, I think it was pretty legit. Pretty legit.
Because I did want to keep it like a little bit light because like next week was going to be the first date conversations. And it's like, that's a little bit more in depth.
Okay. Like he's trying to hang a little carrot.
Now, Razor.
Yes.
You are a married man.
Yes.
Your first date with your wife. How did that go? What did y'all do?
She proposed to me.
The first date. Damn. That's how So one stop. So you got trapped.
It was a very organic type situation. So
okay.
I was supposed to be going to a club with a group of people. It was like my attire was not presentable for the club. I was like, I didn't care because
what were you wearing?
I had like a short set on. It was like a little button up joint, and then the shorts was like the same joint, had some uptowns on. You know what I mean? I was fresh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was fresh. But like I figured because you was going to the club, you had to wear the button up, but they was like, nah, you gotta have slacks and shoes on. You can't come in here with the sneakers.
I'm glad that you touched on that because we did not talk about first date dress. Mm-hmm. And it's like if you're going to the secondary location and you're doing all this other stuff, you're gonna be pretty active. You should be like casual formal.
Don't wear
like
sweats.
Don't wear sweats. Don't wear hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wear Timbs.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you got nice Timbs on, you can probably make a nice outfit with that sweater.
Whoa.
Look at
here it goes.
Look at here.
Timbs?
Not the Theta New Theta over here. not New Gamma over here. You know they.
And like for the females, it's like you don't need to like we don't want you like in the gowns and all the other stuff. Like yo, like just a nice shirt, some jeans. Yeah. Like you know that way. Like I said, like especially if we're going to be going to one of the spots and we're gonna be playing like the basketball game or some air hockey. I need you to get some room in there. You know what I mean? I need to know if a shootout happens that you can run with me.
Right. Outdoor air hockey. I mean, we love it, but
like outdoor air hockey.
You said you don't need another puck falling on the table.
Oh, got you. Not the chicken cutlets. Not at the top. Not the cutlets.
It's just a little.
Now you got a little Billy over here like.
Oh yeah, and like try to get away from places that got kids, like that got kids in there, because like you don't want that. Like for some reason, like kids just suck the soul out of a good time. Like you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to act nowhere. Try to go to some grown folk place or some grown folk people that know how to act. Don't take her to the slums. It's a bunch of them call all your day where like y'all don't even know if you want to make it out properly. Where everybody in there is gonna be like, "There, who you with?"
Which is what we did. You want me to finish?
Yeah. Now we here. you were dressed like a thug. And they did
Wow.
you were racially profiled.
I was racially profiled. And I was kicked out before I even got let in.
Did these shorts? Did you have your thighs out, or were they like?
No,
was this like early 2000s?
Yeah.
And you had the Jamaican capris on.
Yeah.
You was looking like Soldier Boy. You can't get into this club. Sorry, brother.
He was looking like a 504 boy.
You definitely said you had the uptowns on, so like I know you was
99 to the 2000s. But yeah, so they rejected me. I didn't really care. I wanted to go back to the crib anyway. So on the way back to the crib, my homie lived underneath me.
Mm-hmm.
And on my way up, he hears me coming up the steps. He opens the door dumb fast, like his building was on fire. Like, yo, I'm like, whoa, all right, what up? He was like, yo, got a couple pieces in here. And I need somebody to run some interference. He was like, I done tried several different people. Nobody has worked. I need you to try to, run some interference for me. I was like, all right, man, let me go upstairs and change out of the short set.
You was wild with this outfit. You're not painting the proper picture of this outfit.
No, what it was like, it didn't work once. It didn't work once. The last thing I needed is for it to not work twice, right? So I went upstairs and just threw on some regular
what you call it?
Yeah, I went through some casual gear on.
You adjusted.
I went downstairs. We played some spades for a minute. You know what I mean? And we just like, it was, we playing spades. So they was like, all right, secondary location. Let's go to Chessman's. All right, for any locals.
Oh man, that's what I went to Chessman's.
Yeah, I know what Chessman's is.
I'm letting you know right now, this date story doesn't sound like a date. It just sounds like the first time y'all met.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
No, it is.
But keep on.
We literally could have ended the night after spades.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yo, you want to kick it? And she was like, yeah. So we went to Chessman's. You know what I mean? So we went to Chessman's, had a few drinks. Mind you, we in the corner in the cut because she's only 19. I'm only 20. But at Chessman's, they wasn't carding nobody. Yeah, that's probably why they shut down and it's a pizzeria now.
That's 100%.
Definitely a hole in the wall.
That's 100% what happened.
Definitely a hole in the wall. But you know what I mean? We
playing chess, not checkers.
Word.
They know how to pivot.
Word. So you know what I mean? We had, like I said, we had a couple beverages. We hung out. We kicked it. There was a little bar fight there. There's a couple people making some illegal transactions in the bathroom. There was some domestic violence in the parking lot. It was crazy out there. It was crazy out there. But long story short, date went well, and the rest is history.
You want to know why that went so well? Because all you did was show I'm not nothing like all the rest of this craziness out here. You were the one calming thing in all this nonsense. You tricked her because Jedi mind.
Whatever you want to say, because she tried to influence me into the nonsense, man. Because when the DV was happening in the parking lot, and not that I celebrate that at all, it's definitely
celebrate.
Not. I'm not making light of it. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing. But like she was like, you should go help her. I was like, I don't know these people. like I'm just
trying to get me.
Right.
Chris Rock.
Right. I don't know what this man's got in his pocket. I don't know what he's got in the trunk of his car. I'll mess around and go over there and police show up right in time for me to say we was jumping her or something. Like
you would have pulled up and he'd be like, oh, this him?
Right.
Right.
She was like, she was like, so what are you gonna do? I was like, taxi. It's like back in the day, you can still call a taxi. like taxi pulled up. I was like, yo, what you about to charge? Could you ask for the flat rate? That's back in the day. Give me a flat rate to the crib. Like, I'm not doing flat rates. That's fine. I will call dollar rides. And we got up out of there, man. The rest is history, man.
This is an insane first date story. Bam.
Oh yeah.
You got a better first date story that way you make your wife? No?
I mean,
I was about to say.
We walked around Forest Park.
Oh, you about to bury everybody in the woods.
Wait, you went on a date to take a walk? That don't even sound like you, brother. You must have really been. You was really pretending.
You really sound like some light skin stuff.
I'm out there pitching woo on the job.
Pitching woo. Dang-a-ling, I know that out here. You ain't out there pitching woo, gang.
Watch your gun line, boss.
Wait, but like you, so you met.
Legit walking. We walked for like 3 hours around Forest Park.
Oh yeah, I was connected.
Did the bottom of your feet feel it at all? Like at any point?
No, because he was floating on air.
Yeah.
It was like
walking on sunshine.
Tip calls. I go, yeah, I'm here with my friend. She's like, ooh, y'all holding hands, and she overheard it. And I was like, nah, we not holding hands. She was like, okay, I'll let you go back to holding hands. So she was like, oh, what, you afraid to hold my hand? And then I held my hand. Our secondary location was her house where I met all 50 relatives.
She's
Dominican.
I was gonna say she listens to a lot of Gasolina and Daddy Yankee. So like,
uncle's brother, Abuela, was up when I got there. She met her out.
I'm assuming you were taller than all of them.
Nah, they're tall.
Oh,
Her
no.
brothers are-
Oh, you did say Dominican. My fault.
But
Yeah, I met her pops. He's like 60, but that man looks like the bad guy from Fast and Furious that killed Letty.
Not Braga. Not Braga.
He's
like 40 something.
He's like, you're a best friend? Best friend? That's good. That's good. It's nice to meet you, Papa.
Ah, Miss
Like,
Susie.
I was like, nice to meet you, Papa. I was like, appreciate you. Nice to meet you too. Put
That's
this
my
back in
fungo
pocket.
fungo residue on here.
Nah, but so they went there.
Wait. On the first date, you met the family?
That man was bagged and tagged.
Bagged and tagged.
He didn't even
How long
know
were
it.
you working on this assignment? That's the real question. Because like this sounds real out of character.
About a year.
It took you a year to get a first date?
That summer, DJ was training with Greg.
Man got him a good wholesome woman.
Let's
DJ
finish
was
it.
training with Greg, and I see
DJ, our first guest, my brother, just in case you guys are wondering.
Hey,
working out with VP in the class.
At Vertimax?
Yeah, and instantly slid into the DMs not even 15 minutes after.
So wait, she was right there, and instead of talking to her, you slid in the DMs?
Well, they were working out. DJ was doing a bunch of stuff.
Smart, being a gentleman, not interrupting the workout. I respect it.
And not looking like you trying to press because you see her working out, sweating and relaxing.
I was one of those dudes that was like, all right, let me go over there and box.
Oh, yeah, like flex in front of them? Like, let me all of a sudden, like, hit a,
While
do
you
a mad
looking at
box
her
grip.
like, I got this.
Yeah.
Let me go get some of these weights and start curling real quick. No.
So you slid in the DMs.
Got curved for about a year.
Wait,
Well, got curved.
so you kept getting curved for a year, and she didn't block you. That's a good sign. She didn't block him, because if she really wasn't feeling it.
Getting a number, and we were texting back and forth. It was mostly good morning. She sent me Bible scripture. I'm like, I don't want to talk about Bible scripture.
Yo, why'd you do like this? I ain't trying to talk about no Bible scripture.
I didn't hear no Bible scripture.
But that's not what you were saying in those messages, though. You was like, God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good.
I would look up quotes on Google.
He's dedicated, doing the research. Doing the research.
Look at her changing your life.
And then like the morning Bible scriptures and things.
Look at her changing your life.
And then one day it was like, okay, yeah, first time we walked around the park, second time.
What made her say yes to going to the park?
I don't know.
Did you send the meat pic?
Nah, just the print.
Wait, hold up.
No, we're segueing, man. We're not doing this, man. We're
You trying to tell me
no
the meat was still in the wrapper and she said yes?
No, we're not doing this.
We're not doing
this.
You didn't break rule number one and show it to her on sauce.
It was good to talk to y'all. Yo.
That's how you know you really got it. When you show the meat still in the wrapper and she still wants to get it delivered.
What are we doing? The cultural gym?
I'm gonna leave Bam alone. We get too personal. But like, yo, good for you. This man, listen, this is what real men do. It's like they take themselves completely out of this equation. He did all the stuff that she wanted and she liked, and he was dedicated. You know what he showed? Consistency. He made sure that she was comfortable. He sent her the cockpit. No, he made sure that she wasn't getting catfished. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my!
You was saying a lot of the C's. Man. All I'm saying is the formula.
We have a child.
This man, this man right here is killing him. They got a child. Make sure he consummated the marriage. This man knows what's going on. He fought. I'm gonna make a book. I'm gonna write a book.
And they're continuing strong. Is that what we're doing right now?
Now this man is reaching.
I don't know why we're here.
I'm really glad we had him there to the show today. He was a great bystander.
He was.
I hope he lasts as long as my man's right here. I get great advice from him.
Well, maybe if you start actually watching the podcast consistently, you will. How about that?
Make it contagious.
Are you gonna let your wife know that this podcast is even airing and that you're on it?
Yeah, I already let her know. She asked for it. She literally texted me when you're like, "Are you taking a picture? Are you recording this right now?" No, I was responding to a Latina before I get cut.
Good job.
All right, we can get off there and we can move on.
I like it, man. That was a good segment.
Yeah, see.
All right, you want to shift over to that cultural gem?
We could do that. I just wanted to say, like, I felt like last week interviewing Young King, stuff like that. I feel like I could do this, like the talk show host thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be
I
pretty
thought
solid.
you did. I thought you would too. I believe in a lot of stuff that you can do though, except touching the backboard.
Do you believe in life after love? Because I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think it's strong enough. I think not. Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh man, yo, that is hilarious. All right,
I'm definitely putting shares believe on the podcast on the what you call it
on the little
on
ticker,
Spotify.
on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely there.
hilarious. That is hilarious. Don't worry, I'll double back for you on the Instagram. I got you.
Appreciate that.
You know, it's all love. That's why I rocked your shirt today. You see what I'm doing there?
Really trying to represent. I'm not wearing a good moon. I'm letting you know that right now.
Yes, you will.
If you if you get a My Little Dumpling shirt, I'll rock it.
If I touch the backboard, you gotta wear one.
But that wasn't part of the deal.
That's not part of the deal. All right, so if you do that, I'll wear all the Good Moon shirts that we got, but I get to keep the Roof Chris dinner.
Nah.
I thought so.
We off in that. We off in that.
I thought so.
That's what it's gonna sound like because I'm only gonna catch that rubber part.
See, in LA Fitness, you don't even know they took the rubber parts out. You need to start hitting the gym more, man. They ain't there no more.
Doom, 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 boom. All right, so
Shine bright like a diamond. Let's try this again.
for our cultural gym tonight, man, we're not going too far from where we have started from, man.
There's no way that's the movie for the cultural gem right now.
Yeah, it is. That's not a good one.
No, but the fact of like what we're talking about, that happens to be the cultural gem.
Hey, listen, that's where we at with it, man.
I can't wait till Dan hears this now. What's the cultural gem, Rathan?
We going basketball, man. None other than Birdie, played by Tupac and Dwayne Martin. We also got a sprinkle of Bernie Mac in there. Also Avon from The Wire.
Wood Harris,
and Above the Rim. We also got Leon in
Marlon Wayans.
We got Leon in this one.
Shep.
Playing Shep. And we got Above the Rim. Why did you want Bam to hear that?
This man just shows Above the Rim. We talk about slapping backboard. The brother literally died from slapping backboard.
Oh, shit.
A building.
You hear that, Nutso? The boy here says he owes me. Are we even?
Yo.
Are we even?
As great as Above the Rim is, I think it's one of like the literal worst movies of all time. Like as far as like premises and stuff go, like why are these brothers playing basketball on the rooftop with no cage around? He slaps board of us. Ah!
And there's no way you play an hour and a half of basketball in corduroy pants and you don't got monkey butt. Yeah, that last couple shots, you should have like, Yeah.
Like people talk about like who's the greatest fictional basketball player of all time, and like they always bring up like Billy Hoyle, Sidney Dean, like Mike. Oh man, what's the boy from Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Jesus Shuttlesworth. Shaq and Blue Chips. I'm like, yo, Shep is one of the greatest basketball players I've ever seen. And that brother played in corduroys, and he had dress shoes on, I'm pretty sure, and dropped like 40 points in 3 minutes.
In one half.
In one half.
My favorite fictional basketball player is, what's the name from White Man Can't Jump?
Billy Hoyle or Sidney Dean?
No, Sidney Dean.
Wait, Wesley Snipes. I think Billy Hoyle is better. I'm just throwing that out.
And like one of the things that I thought was dope about this movie is like you see a lot of basketball movies where they put people as the main character playing ball, and it's like, bro, you never played ball a day in your life. like when I watch Omar Epps and Above the Rim, and that man had the hush.
You mean loving basketball?
I mean loving basketball. I'm like, bro, you didn't play basketball, but Dwayne Martin is like a legit baller, like legit. I think he was in like a celebrity game one time, like not too long after that.
I think so.
And he balled out, so. Dwayne Martin did a good job, man. Above the Rim. Like I said, it's got Dwayne Martin. It's got Tupac. It's got Leon, Bernie Mac, R.I.P. Plays Flip. You know what I mean? We get some hard steaming bunks. It's a good movie, but just to give you the premise,
I still don't know if it's a good movie.
Shep is a basketball star who loses a friend in a tragic death, and he ends up not going back to basketball at all. Dwayne Martin is an up-and-coming high school basketball player that's trying to get to Georgetown College, and Tupac is the local hood dude that does like we'll say like a Rucker Park type of thing, and he wants Dwayne Martin to play for him, and all this entanglement of him getting in trouble and trying to be led by Shep while being snatched away by Tupac, and ultimately it ends up being a good movie.
I think Above the Rim is a good bad movie.
Okay.
Because it's like, I think the whole movie builds up to the basketball game, and I think everything kind of before that isn't the best. And like, it doesn't really make like a lot of sense. But like the basketball game itself at the end is so entertaining that it kind of makes the entire movie. There's a guy, I'm pretty sure he's like number 63, who grabs a rebound, throws a full court pass, he catches it himself and lays it up, because that's how they edited this movie. And then, of course, it all has the Wood Harris pulls a gun out in the middle of the game, which is the best part. He had the gun already in his shorts while he was playing.
Mm-hmm. No, Tupac gave him the
he handed it to him. You're right. Wood Harris is reckless in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
So where can people watch Above the Rim?
You already know that joint is on YouTube, Amazon Prime,
Voodoo. Where's our sponsorship at, yo?
You also watch it on Tubi.
Yeah.
It's on Tubi as well, and it's free on Tubi if you haven't.
Oh snap! So everywhere else is $4, but Tubi.
Everyone else is $3.
Is this the only movie that Tubi has? Is that why it's free?
Maybe that one in the one movie that got everybody to buy Tubi before they canceled their subscription after 14 minutes. What was the dude that went in the bank or something like that? I forget the movie. Everybody watched it to watch that movie. No, he was in his crib. They was trying to get into his house.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a movie about a dude, and he just got to like some type of robbery situation or something like that. He's at his crib, and the police are trying to get him out of his house, and he won't leave his house. I forget the name of the movie. It was a pretty good movie.
I think that because I thought I was on the train with
you.
you.
I want to say Lawrence Fishburne was in it too.
What?
Yeah.
Who does Lawrence Fishburne play?
The cop trying to talk him out of the bed.
I hate this cry.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like in the Matrix, when he's got the snot bubble thing going, and he's like that. I was pretty convinced. Ben, what do you think about Above the Rim? Any thoughts? This man's about to tell us that he's never seen Above the Rim.
It's a good soundtrack too.
Probably one of, if not the greatest, one of the greatest movie soundtracks of all time. Mm-hmm. I gotta put Space Jam up there too.
Space Jam. But no.
Hit 'em high, hit 'em high. You don't got no thoughts about Above the Rim?
Above the Rim is pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think it's a movie you need to watch.
As a cultural movie, give it so many more movies you could watch.
Maybe you can help them come up with the rest of the list.
I'll let you run through this list right quick, and you'll be like, oh, I missed that many episodes.
Or he could watch these episodes and figure out what's on the list.
I was already on it.
There's timestamps, man. Timestamps.
You can literally go right to the cultural gym.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. You know how long we've been doing timestamps?
These are our supporters.
Don't worry about it.
Don't be a bam.
Don't worry about
Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on these videos, and share them to your friends, so that way we can keep, giving you this good content, maybe even better content.
It's one of two things you could be: bam or fam.
Why not?
Color purple.
I'm mad that he's in this rocket chair and he's rocking out. He's like, color purple. And now he's got my stick and he won't give it back. That's a good stick though, am I right?
Harlem Nights, absolutely.
I already used Harlem Nights. I'll give you 4 more. Harlem Nights is already done.
Already done. What else you got?
You probably did Friday.
Nope.
Okay. What about
Let's kill him. I know we already running long in this episode. Y'all killing this time right now.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You has your time.
He's done.
Clock out. Shot clock out.
Right. Holla at your boys.
Whoa. Hold up.
What?
You know that you're supposed to do a Raisinette today.
Yeah, but we had a guest on and everything like that, and everything was flowing so smooth. And I think because the first
it's not the same type of guest
well.
Because like when we have a guest, like usually like they give a spiel of like why they're here, what they do to help the community. Man was just talking smack over there in the corner. He's not even on camera. You don't count as a Raisinette.
Yeah, but it's still added to the length of the video, and I don't want people to be here any longer than they have to be.
He added to the girth, if anything. But like
over 1,000 pounds in this room.
Yeah, tell him it was still in the wrapper and I bagged her. No, don't hit that. Don't hit end. Don't hit end. Where's your Raisinette, bro? Where's the Raisinette, bro? Don't. Where's the Raisinette, bro?
Yo. Hey, listen. We'll be ready to go next episode, okay?
Because it's my episode. It's my turn to do a nasty nugget.
We can skip your episode again if you want, and we'll start with mine. Does that make you feel better?
That's fine. Because I think we're gonna when you come to the gym and and attempt to slap this backboard. That's what I'm waiting for.
And that's what my cultural gym's gonna be. It's like, hey, listen, when life hands you backboards, slap them joints.
Yo,
that's
hold on. Before we go out here.
Okay.
What's the so when are you coming? Because you said you can't make it tomorrow. I go to the gym literally every day except for Tuesdays.
We'll do it the weekend.
So
During the weekend.
If you roll your ankle or something and you miss, can we do? I bet you I wonder how I got here.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's me over there. I bet y'all.
It was at this moment he knew.
So like
a freeze frame like this.
So now Saturday,
that's me.
usually we record. Do you want to go after we record on Saturday or before we record?
We can go before. So we got some pod worthy material.
I'm gonna let you know right now. We go to the gym before we I start or if we go to the gym before I start partying, ain't no way I'm working out and I'm not going back to the gym later.
That's fine.
All right, as long as you said it.
All
right. Why don't you work out and figure it out?
Hey, you talking about
work out and then do it.
Oh,
you're not jumping. He's jumping.
Yeah, I'm not working out. I'll just show up when you.
I kind of retract my previous statements about them coming on the show. Great
job, man. Great job, man.
I already said my piece.
To the people, we appreciate you. Holla at your boys.
Wait, do you know what your heavyweight lovers topic is going to be next week? So we give them a preview.
Yep, it's going to be